Well, we have a mom in our car back. Jasu Jumediene, you are live on OK 101.7 FM or Ship House, Abeka Junction, all the way near broadcast here around the world. Baby, and here, Cassie, you were live so High Live Radio, so Virginia, and you were live, Kings Jersey Radio, New Jersey, or live when we got you FM, Ukraine to me, and you were live so NASFA Radio, UK, Adamfopa Media, Belgium, ne France, and you were live so YouTube, or Vimlady online. You're from Vimlady. Tell you, my mama, good evening. But then they will be able to go into President Mahama. So far, I call President Mahama 1 year near in office. So it is fair. See a bear access. No. Already no issues baby about and Kophobia disappointed. President Mahama. Galamsey is on the table. Free SHS and free SHS. You have this computer placement. Yes, it's a baby. But I know that you can't blame President Mahama too much. It's something that is recurring. I feel bia school for uncle Abetro BC bia. We have these things. Of course, the pressure now at that President Mahama who say also baba be better, or baba be improve the system. Until 1 year there, it's enough for you to let us see say improvement ne ba and improvement ne my. Until you better assess President Mahama buying. But under President Mahama buying no, one of the people I want here or be chopping block pa Sam George. Sam George need DSTV monsoon here because is an issue that I never made it to Facebook and I make us look. I think it's needless. Needless. Yeah, here. As an idea fata. Yeah, were pressing issues with Ghana. I was here come once, especially said President Mama Nano Crocas at Tembidia and Kofodi or social media. It's an issue that has to be dealt with. And now, digitization a program. You see, digitization now about me. I don't come once no. Yeah, be digitization we go chop. You see, sometimes Ghana for no politics in yet. We must learn to rise above just politicking, unnecessary politicking. Say when there's a national agenda, there's a national agenda. If we are seeing now called digital, are you kidding me? Abrocho bien one more thought den into a group baby na national assembly mama ye nyina nya ba ko ne nkase ye koyanim hwe President Mahama kire mu nyina mo ye ba omia ne se madwene wo fom mo IQ low tie program na no President Mahama ko ye digitization no President Mahama in that effect is telling obia udidi ba omia tem because of say digitization say wadwene wo fom o IQ ni low you need room for improvement, you need to learn. Because President Mahama say digitization any abstract, real. And was so be adding who Jim and President Mahama by one of the key things. So any media encounter can is say on be checking for IP address. That is a digital agenda. That is a digital agenda. President Mahama, even way back about first one, I remember he was one of the people at the piano crusade. He said on TSS or electoral commission, voters ID card, you were a NHIS card, you were way card, you're finding in a boom. He started digitization agenda no put that dance about me ebe can digitization. Who did he about me at a minute? President Mahama chairman said, what do you know phone to a call back? And now he's saying say digitization, real and abstract. Inti kwambiso no, what the emphasis about me digitization. President Mahama say real or the kakra. This is how governance is supposed to be. And low IQ now, more than social media now. Obi person did atem no. So could also come President Mahama. But me say under President Mahama by Obi to say Sam George or Anto Betro blog. DSTV in toko hunu needless. Baby anke betimi de effort na ko na ya pa adwuma obi to oboase tutuka onye adwuma boys ya na no ni police for soldier for ko ti ani a etuo tutu nipa hen 13 o san na wi wo oboase ono sa DSTV asem na fa no ben se bi enye se bi ama you for bob match bi na opa bi aka fa no ben me fie DSTV min kai la tam kai obi ani no ho adage sa obi ani no ho adage Inti ye niema hu here be affected the masses. Na masses na nya ho mfaso. Enye na DSTV say nyasa we see sa na Sam do nyomo no be press conference. Why are you wasting precious time, energy, effort on DSTV? Me was Sam do the year o constituency. Tema o constituency akosi ningo pram. The whole Ghana headquarters traffic jam headquarters here. What do you call pram? tema few tema motorway runabout ekosi Miocho Central University akosi pram ube di traffic mu 8 hours and kasamba will be the same energy the same vim o de ko ho anka by now kra enka yeye bibi president akufo adomo ko mo ye kakra kufo ba na kufo ye soga kope road e kwan ye one lane pe akufo adom ba na so mo ye ho kakra anim ho no bon hospital ho no kakra enka mo pushi nyenye adwuma ne ntem na precious hours a enkrofo ko adwuma ba mo westi wo ho no ye there be only DSTV for kon. Is this what we voted for? Yes, adwuma na bra na only DSTV for no ko so mo adaje me anka mabubu me koku kaka na me ko because the other investors are watching you. But nyina kan ba baby see governance system you say governance ya amemo sa amemo ni ko yi anenko yi ni nyina it's under one umbrella. And so far since 1992 no yenya NDC ni MPP these are the two people na ye check your mono nti said the MPP for akonya so ko NDC atem oh don't talk about us talk about MPP for no mti akonya so that's why we are giving you pressure now nti ene ye check president Mahama memu no almost 1 year nie oh my enyema improve anasa enyema slide akonachi where is it because in NDC so president Mahama crime year in 4 years nkofo so ye ama bedi na de o nkofo so ba bedi na de because social Musa Dankwa report na how na dusu na Musa Dankwa ka say olidi na no me de me ba me be catch him say how na dusu he's the most qualified o share in terms of politics any experience we see dun get ya is on a class of on only class only size ono ye kid on role is mun e ba enti ono ni nuanu wu agya no on the president the ono on level but we see dun get ya sin chen ya Julius Debrani how na dusu mun nyina de enka na dusu is the most qualified but you see politics and elections ni winning and yet the most qualified though it is what betimi apon ho aman kofo atọ. And so far, Julius Debra is doing a better job than Harry Redusu. You know why? How they do some person behind home? On person behind home because of the northern sector. President Mahama, if you northern sector, which are so far, no, yeah, I am time to about back to back and go the same area. And it said Brian Champion, no, because Sananado free so I bed this year, better call Nanado. Yabako Eastern Region says, yeah, Tobo 2032, you can come. This time there. But meaning say Dr. Brian Champion, on so or marketing on for 2032. I do not think me my account has say or Bobeti me challenge me. Hey, he's in the race, Master. Or will raise him so turn home for 2032. This election way there. Say the Musa Nankwankasa research nature say Baumia is leading. I don't doubt it. University of Ghana 4 year, another research and also sir. But University of Ghana there no. I say is leading. Meanwhile, say don't get ya so yes, no by sure. Just that President Mahama so the candidate ni say don't get ya. President Mahama the candidate ni how na do so. President Mahama say the candidate any Julius Deba or ato forcing omumi enu mu ba ko. Nti omo maka no obi aye na de and we'll see what where it will go because make sure say depending on when nobody ya de no enu na kire wo say nipa kro na oba be di President Mahama de nipa kro oba be take over Baumia or say whatever say Baumia na mu na be kwa it shows you the kind of governance of the beba because you can't take away nipa kro no di party na any mas flag bearer no from the vision any the manifesto any party no representing no vision. Enti amemo ne beko left and beko right ni nyina depend on nipa no a odi anim no enti we'll see where to go but for now President Mahama na ti akonya no so enti 4 years no e ko sen me say 4 years President Mahama nkasa aka kire mo a mudidi ba omi atem on digitization say mo adwene wo form na na oko UN ko for so good speech they atibio and a good speech they can brofo they can nanado one no brofo na nanado no to me ka brofo ma brofo kra ebo mo nsem what we come of that and another there to can for bro you can another can back or come brofo my government okay and then brofo asem beyond the United Nations speeches no Professor Bako can say yenye brofo no na yenko on the ground yenye aduma a champion ki ka brofo ba o si dan so ma a champion ki ka brofo but o yem ne export a bro a champion ki ka brofo but a champion no see hospitals. A champion was working. Rollins to cry next time. He was like, hey, Zamina mina watiwa. It was boots on the ground. So beyond the brofono, we must do the needful. The catch of man for say beye. E ho na ye bushi President Mahama na say dwuma na o kan no 24-hour economy na ekosi sen. Big push ekosi sen. Job for the boys ekosi sen. Mama nyet to say oh e ba youth employment no be apia ne crop okoku no be edi kakra we some day we come back to square one. Debi. We want to see long-term solutions. 24-hour economy no so na be boying amaye solutions so enti na ya me ya de bia me ka say me ya send this say they will not continue President Akufo-Addo 1D1F no Ghana tika na edi kan kom dada enti senka wo ye ya nka 1D1F no now the 24-hour economy ni ke this is the key to solving the unemployment problem. About to ya Ghana for pre omu bebrebe nyina enkrofo ko wiade amrobri krono saka wane FBI for aba betena ha echichi enkrofo ni nyina because eduma ni ho nti boys ni na ye romance scam yen create jobs and that is where we beyond the politics NDC ni MPP mi enuntem must marry the 24-hour economy no with a 1D1F and politics bring it together. President Mahama de me makache no wonani mo no anim me se me de afia de me nanim na maka President Mahama said this is your chance to create a legacy, leave a legacy. Ochine bi wo kwa ebeka yo de ye nu ba bia o 1 year kra man kofo be start kan Nana Akufo-Addo attempt at least Nana Addo de nema bebe wa wanye ni ye in terms of governance nema bi ame election time na me kan wa Nana Addo wo be ha ba omia se ba omia luzu na e wa ni nyina me kan e be si wa menye prophet enye osu bempala no akoka se na president popularity ko Musa Dankwa research na no ko hu an de shenkom we yalo enye yi bia enye nkom Yesu ntisoro a o che political nkom she I told you here and ni nyina ye to abawi ani ehu se nema Nana Addo ko ye statue yi takrade ya to Nana Addo we ye politically suicidal o ebesi wa but at least one thing that obia ompe Nana Addo asem kra can attest to is the fact that free SHS the Nana Addo ya de sikano a ye say ye politician need be not or the be ye free SHS ene enkofo be bra start bonidin why ye enru yo omo bonidin enti me catch President Mahama say leave a legacy so that obi kra so ompe wasem kra they will know say anya hwe kra you have done something you have left something enti yenkon na na me catch am say NDC for de na me ka no and they jadem a my word pa say ho Musa Dankwa the report me by say NDC confusion everywhere confusion sim ema atamwaba tete obi ehun say how na do so say dim ketia o say den say nkofo say omo ntiate de ntia abo ye friend say how na do so din say ono no lead me wa Musa Dankwa say masa me the research na my fefe research na me here no so showing that how na do so na leading to we there enye yi bia on the nya so manufacture he's just stating exactly what the facts are ntia no MPP for there so MPP for the same Musa Dankwa so research no so ono so chese ba omia na lead with I think 47%. Baumia is leading by 47%. I think the last time I checked, no, na Baumia leading 47%. Yeah, no, so na your last Kennedy Japan call for social montiase, ontiase krawaka. I'll say omuno leading. Baumia is leading. It all the answer between now and January, no, mbeko primaries, no, yawajuma. And yankona many nana kamnapia. Yeta friend of virus, and conform munim no na edi omuta friend in the virus. And then in Casa near so far Baumia campaign, are they being complacent? Say yeah na obi si embusa Sam George say LGBT bill no omo twen no nti Sam George say vim na we chase DSTV for no we the same vim na LGBT no kadi aye ho adwuma wie nti just go and pick it take it to parliament so Sam George twintwan Sam George twintwan nti ano so ye twen okona kwa ye ho adwuma sa energy na we chase LGBT yes no bill ne ba use the same vim to do that yeah it's long overdue wa na mo kan ye so eti nanapia mama good evening ni akwaba
good evening Vimlady na say
adoma akwa na so
nyame adaro man mo paibo
fantastic say ba omia mo Musa Dankwa research no post no de aba no
patron you who and near Musa Dankwa kwa there are other agencies both in national international local my various pools we take a look at it, we analyze it, internal polling to see how we are faring as a campaign. And we marry everything. No say elections there, you take all kinds of ideas. Now they account there, then you know the way forward. And Musa Dankwa Yedanase for giving us an idea in terms of how his people or the sample that he used and how they think that the election is going to go. So it's something that we appreciate.
Now, you are leading, you know. Does it make Baumiaka more feel comfortable and I say more say it's out of the because they are normally go for cry. What do you feel about it? I'm passing on the ground, more feel it's a leader.
Also, our attitude towards every contest that we are going is that we go as an underdog. We are not complacent. Even if Obi Banoka said we are 90%, yes, we like I said, we also have our own internal polling that we also rely on, but we listen to what others also have to say because when you are by Nyansen, never by copy trim, but we are never complacent in terms of the work that we need to do to be able to secure the victory that we want in January.
It is over. What Bamia on a visit here? Because I know the last time I checked it on an eastern region, the Honson Abbey controversial region. Or the whole
and Debbie and the Ostati Greater Accra region and the and Kofo share in the Greater Accra region and any change in our Greater Accra.
Okay. What was the idea behind that turn? So delegates no Mushia is going beyond delegates. No.
So only party for share elections January a party for the Ekoto It's also na only omokodin komo not share omo at the frontier I was almost sanso to Abamano and na osendi party name until a distre any campaign and na oko party for na say but omo no mo ye esiahene ni to ahene. It is what they say in January 31st, so that will determine whether he's going to lead the party or not. But so far, I would say that we are very confident in terms of the response that he's received across the country in terms of the party for neck and in some more catching and so
okay. And the Mambusa Eastern region issue yeah very controversial no. Because there's information about say Dr. Brandon Champo say ebinum MPs no more 15 MPs no more so endorse Dr. Baumiano. Omo class and for friend so massa scam. At the end was say bibi near representing bibi nyese epeno. What is asem no?
Oh, Matibi, but as a campaign, our attitude is say your MPs, members of parliament, we call them honorable members of parliament, Sebi Omonyankra, and I said, Yomuna impenium for my bobra, and Yomope, yes or no. And to mention this, Obi Semiansi Ametihui, unto me for Semen Casim support A and I'm support B. And I don't see how you'll be able to coax me. And we respect their decisions. I mean, it's not so that saying that there are more than 15 MPs. Some of them have told us, so much Kakra. Others have also told us, oh, we want to go with somebody else. That is totally fine. But at least 15 of them are so Dr. Baumedi, believe so no the power about back to MPP. And they agree with the visions and the policies that he's provided. These are people that say Biobian Fetu and Kusi also so and I also know even after Minia and by the way Madam for they've come out to also say oh there be these are things that personally I don't think it is even we have to even go there. Sebi akunya na to with he in a for April. And if men supporting and that it doesn't mean say or say yeah back and forth now we impugn the credibility of Sebi these honorable men. We are taking their words for it.
And what is say about me this second round here about me what is his message to the delegates? Because the other time there were speculations so he was the candidate of the system establishment. Say establishment we anyway we opposition resources to be the same. What is the vision? What does he want to do? Because I'll come to that one, but if you more what twice and
As much of wako once, wako twice.
Wako once as candidate. But
Yes.
for the vice running mate in the okay, in running mate in 2 terms into Wako once.
Yeah, wako once. And
okay.
It's also statute programming also kind about the facts that even your Mampenyo to see Adrian Mahama and the digitalization is real. Oh, or share even UK, other countries the vision, the policies that Dr. Baumia no person they Ghana corner. Right now they are rushing to Ghana to even come and learn. Or share even everything. It's like I said, not all your prophets in Ghana for Anjana to Nafina. Yeah, you almost say, hey, say papa, and some more kind na will no cre and ke so and ke bianca nye pempeso dia baby tree. It's the message to delegates to say, this is what I stand for. I want to take Ghana to the next level. Oshasuswa a MPP ankasa yabakosem from 92 they minana edubu ahinkoye 96 yesisano we went to an election and we all saw what happened when minana J. Ebedis 96 Olusi by in 2000 when we repeated him we saw the results. It is something that your program so can say in politics, it's about marketability. And marketing the candidates, it's not an easy joke. I always say this, even elections day in my polling station in Bantama, there's Abraba Kobetu Aba presidential, parliamentary. Presidential, Obobo no Dukotum, all kind of so ena. You go minimum the power to watch it, I'm no. Oh, now I'm too presidential, I was me who was. And I was, and you go for the near cool air bow me, also be them 2 months and so watch I'm a quick for the Nisono. Me, my twaba. Ning actually said, even in Bantama, subconsciously, she was expecting a Kufadu on the ballot. Because Omona, imagine from 2008, it is in people's mind. Going into 2028 elections, this is important, say, we have a head start over in our competitors. Having Baumi on the ballot, we've already sold him Yanako across the country. And most importantly, what he stands for. Adia Ghana for criticizing NDC for trainer Abuosono. Right now, Omo Ankasa back confessing. I'm not saying that Minia San George, Kujran Zibline, Juana or Sase, primary school, your sketch. That's what I say. Because these are things that Sebi Ebiana a novelty in Ghana for NTRC, but now we've had time to digest it. You who said Papa no in summer or kind anka yetie na ke to abamana anka Ghana ka ibeko enim. And minia right now no so idea Ghana for a what is in for us. For the first time in the history of our country, we have Ghanaians as refugees in Ivory Coast. And Ramisha news so now blind people equal demonstration because I'm there in Jomoka. These are the things that I will say you catch Ghana for how we are going to solve their problems. Because the problems of Ghana are also. So I'm just happy say elections will be able to put it out of the way. Then we'll be able to focus on actually the bread and butter issues.
Okay. But what you say, put it out of the way. Nanka motimia ye adwuma ye na motimia monitor my ye proper opposition to government, which in the support the idea to more elections in them. But be more to say, executives no shed that pass a month to abanentem just to favor Baumia.
Oh, and I mean, Obikasa say maybe Obikasa say, yeah, what is eswa because a MPP for Nekotuaba. If you are going to vote in next week or in 4 years, it is MPP for Nekotu, and it is how you sell yourself in a bit determined. Into minimum demand, I think it's something that the party, the standard the party did was very good in terms of doing it. In terms, especially making us to be able to heal faster as a party. We have to be able to go back to the basis. na Ghana for the MPP eba.
Okay.
To me, I think that is key. And Dr. Baumia echo rounds now. That is what he's telling the delegates. Say me bad, say na me ya mamo. He's promising them say me bad. Sir, the disconnect between the party and the government. No, these are my policies. A bit me I'm going to give every constituency 10 appointments. That way, you will have a.
Oh, that's
say,
what Baumia is saying. So about Obama conference,
yes.
we have 10 appointments.
Exactly, 10 appointments. That way, Sebi, me Obwasi East, me free. If Obwasi East, and that's a virus, you have more appointment, and I say, Farmer Unia. If you go to government, you're responsive to them. It is the call say, the grassroots have been neglected in government and all that. It will be limited because at that point, it is the grassroots that is making up those appointments and those decisions. So he is decentralizing some of his powers to the grassroots for us to be able to make that decision. And I think it is key. Oshe ne policies. I mean, Nansenya Oko Ashanti Regency. There's one young lady I know, ne mame eton enoma ewo Boasidro. Or not to say because of Baumien's mobile money interoperability. They saw Otio Boasidro will be office of no your business. In terms of sending the car to Kumasi to go and collect a normal first now question of a car, the risk involved, etc.
Okay.
Ultimately, our number not to be the best supply. So basically, or not because of the policy papa about me the buying, but created drama, no, I created drama driver, I created drama, young boys, some more around the kwaji, or more the other semana. These are things, I mean, currently in Ghana, we have so many online businesses. We don't really think about it that way. There are so many young people now who are making business and making money online. This is something that we are taking for granted, but if you say,
but say no, I don't more creative, more better more credit in someone I'm the buyer now online facilitation of online business because I think I was 1 month on a mobile and it was enhanced by COVID the buyer no.
And the acquisition in the creative internet, no. But let's talk like before the MPP. Now you couldn't send money from Vodafone to MTN. And I know what you mean.
Okay, so interoperability. Okay, I know the
yes. Now what you mean, yeah. Oh, so these are things that.
But he sending money but it was not interconnected with.
Yeah, it wasn't
different networks.
Interconnected. Sisia no na sisia no Vimlady. Sisia se because me wo asankregwa me to ade free ho Accra. You are not even able to verify who I am. But right now we have a single source of idea. Wherever that you are in the country, you have some confidence. Say this is the person. The person is who they claimed it to be. These are things that right now we take for granted. You see, but these are things that it takes somebody who is very visionary to be able to think through it to say, so may how would I be able to bring about stuff? And it's not era John Mahama a quote Johnny Penim to make us say digitalization is real because you cannot you cannot leapfrog into the industrial revolution, digital revolution without these things.
Okay. But more details on the economy with Dr. Domfe because a development economics will go near. But also about Miabano, there was a certain brand the be a demand that are economists or economic solutions. And Kofo Bebe at the end of Nanadu 8 years, no say the Hodi and Chedan Koye. And they inflation report, inflation I drop a single digit 9.4. And Obibaka said this is what Baumia should have done, but Baumia did not deliver. What would you say about that? Based on some of these things, any CD dollar exchange rate, any identity, Baumia is not a good option. Because how would you respond?
You see, Dr. Baumia economics, and he doesn't believe in massaging figures. Okay. He believes in presenting the issues as it is. So the only for any delay on phenomenon frafra on two future go many so because many come on, let's what's inflation I drop it to 9%. Ghana no in your daily transaction, can you say I mean inflation I drop you about Brabumana?
So what do you mean to say that figures, but then reflecting on the ground?
I mean, we all saw how a mobile bemu almost a chief statistician, almost a no. It is to say, I say if me ba na say me president that's me ba na me you who are professional or who are no your statistics no me what's now for years me no I mean the madam for never bet now so that the person will be able to say things to me. I mean, we are not doing ourselves any good. I think so as a country, we should be able to look ourselves in the face. That is how you progress assassination. I mean, maybe people could have said, "Oh, okay, you see the figures, but I say inflation 5%." Oh yes, sir. Now, I mean, no, why not answer? At the end of the day, you're not helping the country. You're not helping Omanfo. Oh, temper with the exchange rate. I said, now drop it dollar basis. Now, after the John Sam said, they say, Aji and Sam, yeah, yeah, why you want to say the idea? Then can you no crane trade as a country?
Okay,
Well. And as an economist, no, you won't superintend over Sasa man. Many numbers there. I mean, you can throw out numbers, but still, the reality will expose you because the people going to the market, deeper or no koto fuel, deeper or no, or transacting business, or forex bureau, no, they are the ones who are facing the reality. It is here and say, me say dollar a 12.1, but we call bank and they will tell you so circle at Abubloshi. Now, Kony catches the dollar near 14 and 15. Sebi, now, me be feeling metnasia. What do you think I'll be thinking about my government?
Okay. Very well.
Kind of country
Well, and I'm better who cannot Dr. Don't for any air to us, but my member some question we answer. There's somebody who's throwing questions about say, who can home no lose election and now join America, but I'll let you respond. But Zongo community soon. There's also this story say Zongo saying Dr. Don't for one more research, or no dear, what being research mupa. Say Zongo for no anto map Dr. Baumia. This time round, no, I don't know, Dr. Baumia, what is his message to Muslims, no? Any Zongo for no. First of all, do you see that?
So that is actually not backed by data. But it's okay. Break. I'll be creative because a Zongo police station back pen about me and that's not even that's not true.
So what is the data telling you?
Yes, I mean we won some, we lost a lot, but Osha, the Zongo community, like I said, it's never been a stronghold of the MPP. Osha from '92, the Zongo has always been our Waterloo, and this is something that predates even '92. Osha, all the way back to Buzia time, okay, aliens compliance order, the so that has always been the Waterloo of our tradition. It is even now that we are even doing better in terms of making people to understand.
But the argument was I ever Baumia na Baumia draw Muslim votes, Zongo votes. That was the argument at the time. Did Baumia pull those votes and our tradition was stronger than Baumia capacity to bring the vote from side areas? No?
Oh, I mean, we did better. Oh, sure. For the first time, I mean, Baumia is the first time 123 regions in an election for MPP. I mean, we sometimes don't look at the positive side as well. But yes, it's something that we should do more. I mean, we can do more. It's right. And yeah, and also where
it keeps sending that message saying now mo lose election and I will join me cast Ghana to see.
Oh, the
I'm some celebration of Germany, me boy.
This is yes. I'm in Europe, and I mean, Ebia wa feme. It's better just be back Ghana, but of course, I mean, some of us, I mean, me say my entire family, me and Nano, me, my men, Papa, everybody is not in Ghana. I mean, Ghana, Besum, Ghana. It's say if I've been in Ghana for 8 years, that's it. If we have some time, and I decide it's okay, they don't even know me. I mean, all my time, I'm going to spend time with them, spend their birthdays with them, let them understand that, going back to Ghana, and it is for their country's own good. And you say, you are an absentee, because sometimes it's a bit emotional. Imagine, say, I mean, this year, my daughter woke up on her birthday, and I said, "Oh, Dad, it is the first time that I'm spending my birthday with you." I mean, it's something that we are papa out here, it can hit you a bit. It's sometimes we have to balance our life in terms of the politics and family life and all that. It's a kakra kakra, no, it's going to be well. I'm not seeing the results, but I mean, Ghana, we'll go back
to Europe. Something more bibisa, more than inauguration said bisa na na okan.
Yes. So in the beginning of the year, actually, His Excellency Baumia, asked me to actually meet our diaspora branches in
Okay.
This year. Say I've been to a total of about 25 different countries, meeting with Ghanaians, MPP4 in general, getting the sense of what happened, what can we do better. Again, you bet me here to bring back the love to the MPP, because around the world and even in Ghana, we are say MPP and a party a bit me about Ghana for, and that is still how Ghanaians feel. And like 2 days ago, I was in Germany. Yesterday, I was in the UK. Party to be able to bring back the love that people have for the party.
Nti Bamiano ofi Greater Accra region beko another region na region be na oko.
Yes, he's going to do all the 16 regions at Sedioye, and he's going to visit every constituency to sell his message to Ghanaians. Because at the end of the day, Ghana for Nebetuaba, after he wins in January, MPP4, we are hoping say Ombeshe Nisu and Nebai, and no matter the policies, they need as well vision or Emma Ghana, no matter to Abama, to be able to lead the party to make our victory in 2028 easier. Because he's somebody who is already marketed, he's more visible, he's Obia Ghana for Asonasha Omehone Sano Ejuma. So it's going to be easier for us. Is that our pathway to victory 2028 is shorter with Dr. Baumia than say Ebeko any other place.
Okay. And now Owinia, is he likely to work with the other people, Canada, Japan team, Educhumu team? But I say Obe apologize, Educhuma Tiano Bakubi, say Masa. Also apologizing for the loss. I apologize. Oh dear. No, he did a good job. Education was very successful. Ntima Baumia and Fanning can also apologize for anything.
Dr. Baumia will be a unifier or canipabum on take that savior or he's or kasakasa basa. And okase Ghana for the year anko ye no fanche no nche se ye ba ya anya ne papa bia, but anka de ye nyina Ghana for any je ho an command to abentia ye. So what basically he's saying is that the ye ya mo fa ho abufu a no nti no man to abama ye no Mr. Momo Fanche, who will learn from it. And I believe that as a leader, and that is the first step of reconciliation. Because, like I said, I've been through several different countries. I've spoken to Ghanaians. And Obi Oha, and I was in Florida, I think last week, Orlando, Michelle, the Ghana business community. Or there was this lady, a small kind, and said, MPP for Sebi, Munsia, be bien free, mo defeat them. And I was asking her, say, didn't ya? A small catcher and say, na me, that exchange I buy affected me. Dollar
that domestic debt exchange
affected me. Dollar cost me normal capot because of that duties are a cost renti. Not me poor fool, me bush and fool, me workers poor fool, no man could to Obama wa. Now after election, no matter some man to come as well, must man could to because we are tribal bigots. But say we did it. And as man could to because there will be incrementality. Say, but me me bush ya cost so me juma cost so. Me fa one the moya or Jubilee House. At the end of the day, the Ghanaians are looking for somebody who will give them solutions. And you know, or your or titi sound of manamana krana bibi abeshana kuma. And that's what I'm saying. Say Ghana for have to forgive MPP, have to know say we are coming in with the understanding that we understand them, we've heard them. That whatever did not go well in our administration, no, it is not something that is going to be repeated. We will correct it when Nyamiadom Omode power Sama Ibiwa. And that is exactly what Dr. Baumia stands for, and that is what he's doing. We are not being arrogant about it. Say,
okay. But confused. I don't know. So said the lady in the car, I agree with her. Yeah, sure, sir, Dr. Don Febeka is true. Osha mo national executive and the way nam ha way nam na boy be way nam way that usasi no way blame we no why is as a mo organized. Until therefore mo serious mo sambe we gain power ni bi 2028 because I can come forget 2032 na maba.
The elections, those the emotions are raw and emotions are high. It is sometimes these things happen, but as people come around to the realization, say this is exactly what happened. Things get better. Oh, and Osha, the kind of raw emotions that were in January, and you to say. And like I said, I mean, when the lady said that to me, I mean, it was a wake up call. Say, look, at a normal Ghana for a PTA in terms of a Juma, over 100,000 people or so this year, Juma. How are we going to make sure, say, you're back to government, you're more okay? See, I know, say, what alternatives are we given? Say, this is how we are going to solve it. Healthcare. So obi yare no or hospital when your doctor no Obako school teacher for and free classroom and grade demonstration. How are we going to resolve these issues? These are issues that Ghanaians care about, and the idea Dr. Baumia is focusing on to be able to deliver the good government for Ghana.
Mame na wate say na unya e ho adaje na ne etwetwe enkomo na ne apia AK virus obi anim no say your friend virus nti wo kan virus na no mbehu former MD CEO right and MD
managing director, yes.
Managing director former MD State Housing on ene etwetwe enkomo say Baumia is still focused ya ton dada nti munya bo chairman no asankoye adwuma because after all other people would say President Kufuor ne President Kufuor nyina omonya yesan de ne koye e no wini ye ntino. This is his message to MPP delegates no say moto abana mu yi candidate in tema na omo maka no wo manya adaje aye adwuma build party no ama unity aba o say enye no kre say there's even a to push Baumia ahead of anybody there be enye bibiasa nti well maybe final message for other candidates ni omo camp no for calm ni ade bibi o be catch omo.
Oh, me kind of say, busia kunya na ato. Yenya ye nuafo. Ye busia baako. Say sometimes you see o can sim be eto net so na say to we ma crawling it back na anything. Oh, so let us avoid those things. Share last elections. Yeah, yen sense some can be brain and this for their campaign. Let's avoid that. Say be in Monyamfo in a April akunyano. In Penyufo Mabobra in April akunyano. And let's respect that. And let's respect them. Me making sure say at the end of the contest, we are not damaging them. Because me say so maybe you know say na come to money other aspirants now. How would I be able to get them back to support Dr. Baumia when he wins in January? Oh, and you know, say if we don't see it, say it is about the new patriotic party, because you see Ghana for they don't separate the two. Mami and American answer me. Or can one candidate A and a candidate B in the account, or say MPP for Munsu and answer from the defeat. One can say way na and answer way na Ghana for say back. So we should also see ourselves say we either sing together or we flow together. Enjoy or that unnecessary bickering.
But I think you want to maybe hold on to hear what Dr. Don forbid maybe on the political one. Then maybe you can go. Dr. Mama, good evening.
I'll be on.
Doc, good evening.
Yeah, very good. Good evening, my sister.
Good. Doctor,
good evening.
Good. Minister, I say why you some research be will go on my department or why you be about polls maybe.
My mention na pia pa na ni je dan hu nanim se na. Se na oni mi nua bi na ye adwuma. Na sa we dey akọ.
Gordon, yeah.
Me ne na ewo college na. Ya ba bi ne brother panyini me mate. Ndi na if me ko mu fi fantastic.
Na just ne brother panyini Roski and me boy.
And was some violence. The No. Thank you.
Oh, dog, o network, minim the entire network na ya misa. I say to Chesi. Unka science na e fall in. Ah, yeah, me mute ka so nyina nsu ato asa niema bebre. Oh, Lord have mercy. Because some person just preliminary way no my sa research now mo ye wo legon ho no. Mo ye ba ko bi about polls. Who was leading the MPP, who was leading the NDC, the NMC NDC then and say don't get leading MPP then can you explain how the to us na PNT. Who was leading legon there no? And no legon research.
Mami Church Mukakra, who's a Messiah president of APL, African Policy Lens.
Okay.
And the African Policy Lens,
okay.
African Policy Lens. Now, general, near per se, tested person, the most popular politician today in Ghana.
Okay.
And yes, and Yabusa, and yet political party delegates. A ordinary Ghanaian on the street. Years and I bet to about baby any this uncle. You know, it almost say party ben now. I said that is a question be the past two general elections in 2020 into all kinds of woody party about 2016 SR 20 and a party no will be and say almost belonging to some political parties almost all kinds of MPP and this TV and ye chair pen miensa na ye chair no e say ye pay ye pay and ye pay smaller political party no more money any political party affiliation to general brand now in general no ye busa question be say bibi ni na President Mahama bibi nti o say or step down and say onye president bi for abanada nanka obeto eno na ye hu say Ghana for almost 36%, 35 point UFD ni go echi ni kaka almost 36 as every 36 out of 100 say omope Dr. Bawumia and almost 20 and so now 20% and almost can say almost Jane Nana the
vice president.
The vice
that's why he 20%.
Yeah, 20 almost 20 19 something.
Okay.
Nasa did I look at some of the share. In fact, it is on our website. Yeah.
Okay.
It's our website. I'm APL.
Okay.
And also 19 point something%. And a compreko Canada Japan on a also 3 on 12%. And I see you get your top 4 in your 10%. And then say a popular politician to Ghana era Dr. Bawumia. Now we are region
overall no the Dr. Bawumia that's true.
Yeah, overall we need competitor. And the very difficult say Sasana never see a bed is obi betu no sanko for mabgo na area there idea is near person how popular they were no. Dr. Bawumia or winning regions from north. 3 regions, or north and Savannah and northeast. Or winning Greater Accra region, Ashanti region, Bono East. Sorry, they were wrong to show that the East a significant or winning region down. Now, winning Uti, Kota, Western and Western.
Where you need breaking TNT West be. I mean, sorry. I don't know. Maybe you make me change your position with ya. Maybe I will tell and also can help.
Okay. But be too, Miss my bedroom, the iPad was maybe you know was
aha and be as young come back on switch back on so near say be no so who dey see who iPad ni si table no so near say no so be year na because you ante west ni bi I don't know nana pe amini say okay I say at least so far there I hope someone you're complacent there but say overall no from checking about me nya 36% he's leading the polls in terms of popularity.
Well, it is. We are not complacent. We are not complacent at all, and the polls are all in. It's something that is actually expected, because Nimpa on the Omo air compare Nituginano. He's the only one who has been on the ballot. He's the only one who has gone around campaigning, so he has name recognition more than all of them. And so it is. Your son akwai say it's say oni obi ko race no amount my friend say
One gap
you know, and right after the election so he's still active. And you know, if you are comparing him with someone obi Her Excellency the Vice President Jenana, he has a leg up. The same way if you are comparing him with Honorable Kennedy Japan or any other person, he will beat them, because he's already on the field. And it's actually one of the reasons why, as a party, we are campaigning to the party to maintain Dr. Bawumia. Because as it is now, no, in Rikana, you're going to 2028, no, we do be any kind. And you know, if we are now going to say we are going to change and then bring any other person, that person is now going to start from scratch.
Okay.
Or Baba Bedi, you know, but already Dr. Bawumia is already off the blocks. It is expected, and this is something that will hold till.
But so him say baby to me as it's early days yet. I feel na President Mahama crime year 1 year, and I can't 3 years for money. Into this post a bit to change.
We are not taking anything for granted. We are not taking anything for granted, but for now, no, that is what is expected. Say ebia or anything extraordinary, and I say BB, but it is what is expected. So because of the fact that already, he's on the ground, he has campaigned across the country. It is actually a very unfair poll to pitch him against people who have not been doing what he's done. It's actually it's not a fair poll, because on we do many kind of that.
Okay.
On Ghana for him.
As where we are start.
It's compare others to him as of now. He'll be ahead of them. And so Obia currently he's the candidate to beat. He's the person to beat. Obia try to catch up. And that is why it is important as a party, we support him and we push him further.
Okay.
Because currently, he's the man to beat. To try to beat.
But people also say the days we also because more chase council my who say low key no more the monk for na chase car by the champion na chase car na adeba. Yeah, apparently someone na mukuta more bank rollers at the city muna more chase car on the ground.
Oh, anyway, in Yesikasem, you see, Ghana, the electorate in Ghana a very, very sophisticated down. Say okay, Sika can this in common with 2016 elections, so.
Okay.
And okay, Sika can PP and Lucy 2024 elections. So you see, we don't take the voter for granted. That's why I'm saying, sir, currently what Dr. Bawumia is doing, Oko Ghana for Nasi, Oko Party for Nasi, Ako Strong. So saying na metimi ayama muntimonto abamami. Because one here now, if you are going to rely on Sikasem and as the EC and our police and as the soldier, well, where do you don't know?
Okay.
And we have seen that in several elections. So we are not taking anything for granted at all.
Okay. My mama now Dr. Donfe, but before that, let me ask you about what's the question that I wanted to ask about this abronye issue. Munipa na mona mo hye na chi na wo ye dede na wo attack other people na. Because that is what everybody is saying, say Ofi Bawumia camp. And he's attacking people who are seemingly not Bawumia's people. And Moon to mean calling it to order until they settle issue in mind. Is he from your camp?
You see, first of all, let's Abronye is your regional chairman. He used to be a regional organizer, a regional youth organizer. He's not any person in the party. And if such a person, what some party, he decides that I'm going to go out and voice out my opinion. No, calm down a bit. And I say, and that's what can say. But I don't think say anybody can go and tell Abronya what to do. Say by force, you say A or B or C. It's and if Abronya, we want everybody's support in the party. Not just Abronya, we want the support. Even me near a Japan brand champion cry. Now I wish so Chinanoma say they never supported about me. Ultimately. But a casa and Kabima Obia be can but we are just appealing to our people say, oh can I can in a way you won't hurt Unia. Because how you make people to feel and so is very, very important in terms of how they doing our politics. But then again, I mean, he's an old man, he's a like accomplished man. I've been in the law. Last time I spoke to him, also law school, been into a there.
I think for
somebody who I want a bread through side, you cannot dictate to him.
Money be our canon, so and good for unity because one original castle Baumia is a unifier. Into about the Obia Cambo, Baumia, the on count Obia once, and it's true. Since about me starting on near them on count Obia some President Mahama cry any near crowd, and then opposing sides cry on shutdown man of fire be so on campus or no any party. And then the person who a woman said, Abronya den ho, a regional chairman to den ho, but he's yes, Ofrimo camp. I mean, yes, they are all he's it's a news to more benefit because he's attacking people from other camp in favor of Baumia. In the other, I'm to mean calling it to order. As so far as I said, Duncan Williams, or they are cooking.
Make us say, see, whatever you say, is the way that people receive it and feel about it. That is what becomes the issue. That make us say, if we are having a discussion, we have to have it in a way the other person will not feel offended. And to offend will be or also or count in a way because Vimlady, me sure so when I'm fully said you show much because I said because no my master my high five but Ushamia you won't talk to me like that. And it is the way that you make people to feel with your communication, and that is very, very important. So me I won't communicate like that.
But is he in your camp? Abronya or Mocampana?
On country, me say about me camp.
But one camp meeting, I was here on order.
Oh, Debbie. I mean, he's a regional executive.
Okay.
Me who said about meeting. I mean, we didn't strategy meeting. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, that's not something that we've done before. But
like I said, when you chance, my mom catch any that's a way a chance on tenno. Even your chin after that, my catch no. Make you
I mean, you're too young for, and it's not just chairman Abronya. I mean, there are some of my brothers who communicate. Sometimes, if you're working radio, so we my friend I catch and say, "Oh, hey, wait there, when it's on fire, okay, yeah, next time you can see and can see." But it's just a suggestion. Sebi, I can't pretend that I'm smarter or wiser than anybody else in the party. And I can just give my opinion. But I also believe that individuals have their style of communicating. And the fact that I don't agree with
dissociating. Somebody was even saying that there are two ways. Somebody only come, only munipa understood. Mun dissociating for many things he says. I don't know to mean.
But Sebi,
but you are to consistent living your call. You're chini or buy or pre-custody buy. It's still creating the one of some lady not catch or America or say. Munye serious and a mistake mungusu ye. This is part of the mistakes that you are making. Some cause some creative division among yourselves, sir. In the other namun dissociate more like other people, yeah, and I'm saying yenka who where the nipa could make a comment where there. It's not the comment that reflects all of us. Other namun dissociate more.
But I mean, also chairman abronya ankasa no, they be ne show ba ka me hwe. Ono ankasa okan, say masa, mo me microphone nyam na moto maami o. Ejim nyam na metra me dia menka. And he has never stood anywhere to say I'm speaking for A or B. It's the say no, oni pay on me ka asa me kasama. On me ka asa me kamo ho. Na wo kwa dissociate you ho afa hefa. You see, as a family, no, the betimi aya ne say, ye betimi atu ye ho fo. Say, let's not hurt each other. That's all. Let's not hurt each other, because at the end of the day, say if me podcast na me kasa na Vimlady as I could sign the program, so I dissociate myself from virus. Me fa home.
But obi send message say asem call asante him aye no na abronye diba omi achi e no mko aye no nti oni mo camp a odiba omi achi ye den and ohia no aye na say abonte wa no di na chi.
Oh, but former vice president eco event. Not you. It is just natural to have the national executives, regional executives go with him. A party for program Nieko. Sebi asante him ye nyankoya manyosomo. We went as a party.
Nti a party for na mko.
Yes, let's not mix the two.
Yeah, but me party say he said virus. Abronye wo hananka owo ebia criminal conviction say murder and the done so. Me a party asem I don't think Baumia would allow him to follow his entourage.
No, but you see, Asma Okana, I think we have to interrogate it, because Matibida, I think it was Washington DC MPP meeting, and I make Kobe. Me say me drew any more na me share the General Secretary Justin Kudia. Justin, madam, I've known him from Opukuari, from Kumasi. We've been, so we worked in together. Hey, Justin Elba on camp, because on the virus now by meeting.
Okay.
You see, it is said not because of say internal elections in I can be who minya ewo hono. Menga say, internal elections in menga sound
Okay.
You see, let's not do this to ourselves as a party.
Okay.
Nina kahonema entity mobile. And it's the same thing. Meko meeting bako, minya bako no a strong Kennedy. But we've been friends for a long time. Menenet nasi din komonia de obi hu ye okotra a picture. Hey, she said ya always say the oka ba me phone na mo hwe ni ye. Say we anya tamfo. And let's not create that environment. Ni na ka ho nema sa wentwi ne the fact that you support or you are neutral does not mean say ushia unuawa bontia pam.
Very
What
well.
you must say?
Very well. Yo. Nti onimo camp yate will be because somebody will say so onimo camp moon as dissociating mo so amoma ye who say the all kind of so I don't know we are happy with utterances not making that.
Asma Mekane said we want everybody in MPP to support us. We want everybody in our camp. Sebi ono emba out Emeka say me support A and I support B. So this is Emeka say, he is with us. I mean, Sebi me try and try to. Because if he comes out tomorrow to say, now I'm for Emeka Cho say me do it.
Okay.
Well, he's never told me that. Okay. So I cannot say he's part of us. But as a campaign, we want everybody in the party to be with us.
Okay. Okay, very well. Mama now ask. Don't repeat when you be on virus in here no. I think that you make 100%. Baumia is now more last poll no Baumia 36%, which makes him the most popular politician. But I question now Mahama can listen one.
Oh, that be the question was say President Mahama ni ho na.
Okay.
And then ke to abana da e betimi abase bibinti na is that a question about the airport. If elections were held today for a new president and to be a Kaubachira Wagana Kohini. Nanona America say 35 point something, we have day go soon. Almost until all running off Albania 36. I can't so much about me. And then 19 point something, so running off Albania 20%. It's because of open J. and era Akompreko, Canada, Japan, so also third with 12%. And era Sidon Ketia in 10%.
Okay.
The current foreign minister, who happened to be my good student, Yura Okujato Ablakwa, unya 5%.
Oh, okay.
And Julius Debra, inya 3%.
Oh, wow. Ablakwa popular change, Julius.
Yes, I don't know voter. The popularity, unfortunately, they more of voter. Anti-voter, I don't think so. Nana J, April Super, Nana J, NBT. Apart from voter, all the other 15 regions, yeah, who know, is mostly no zero money around zero. That is all here that to relevant. I still think it at the same time. He did very well in Bono region, and Ahafo, and then Bono East. If you want to think, oh, baby, Era Canada, Japan, Central region, but he was second to Nanaji. Nanaji beat him in Central region, Western region, Western North, but Unya Nanaji ABT. And 16 regions, Nipa 3 and no mutimi winning regions. Yeah, I said, don't get here. Nanaji, and Baumia. One quantity winning regions. Candidate be no team winning regions. The candidate, the popularity they are widespread across all 16 regions. Dr. Mahmoud Baumia. I think the voter region and a whole big problem for him. We voter region free all the other regions, Central region were winning, but you see, he did very well. Western region money, Bunu East were winning, but only they were almost at the same level. Ahafo now or second to Asedun Ketia. Bono, he was second to Asedun Ketia. So now Uban Bedanaji Ewene Greater Accra, he was second to Nanaji. It is all now until about 35 point something. I'm saying 36.
Okay. Like I said, in MPP, there's a BBN change here. Do you even think that there's someone there?
As I said last year, not Mahama, the near. Also, me know yeah, the Mahama winning. Getting to the latter days, because Baumia was doing very well.
Yeah.
Now Baumia was about 49, Mahama 47. That is in Kananka. Baumia for the first time in about 20 pools, Bakupe na Baumia itimi edikai, and that was the last one. And so you have to about changing cry.
Yeah,
changing cry as a because you got to about the entire me who say change, after that make confirm here another research. The entire me who say change, Ghana we have voter register now. Nipa 18.7 million omudi wo. Yura Mahama and our president. It moved 6.5 million per net man.
Okay.
That is almost who friend department and send no more qualifiers or more to who pen the 12 man, Yura, John Daman Mama. That is like we are crying who's on or we know over 1 million with over 56%. But the support, with the voter population in Kasa as we need support to say.
But it also shows that Bebre and Tuaban, Bebre and To.
I want to come maybe Nina say, I'm for Antraban. Now, how much Antraban? The research now require which let me pay say, I'm MPP for Antraban. NDC.
There are no question about 2 million people were MPP for Mameto.
NDC. 98 out of every 100, Omoka we NDC.
98% of NDC for Toaba.
They were hungry for power. They were hungry for change, so they didn't joke at all. MPP. Omomuka so we MPP about 76 the Twaba.
Okay. And the virus, where your homework. I don't know if you are privy to this research.
It wasn't an Akufado 2020, Unya 6.7 million. The Nana Akufado votes Unya 2020. No. Say, Gaira Baumia got to Minya and Kawene against John Dramani.
You could not even make a Akufado total vote in 2020.
When
Rob, I don't know what is the cause. Is it due to candidate Bawumia, ne campaign strategy, party, no, and a combination of Nina?
I can't say I'm a the same research na we nyina pii mu. Asa na meba no. Me yira you know say medical can say ebusa nkofo say kase ye to aba na wana nka obeto ama no. Ma me end no with yesa busa say senka uye NDC delegate na nka yesi koto aba wana nka beto aba ama no. Uye MPP delegate wana nka beto aba ama no. Ma me wie wona memra the reason why amanfo akoto aba no. And also so yebusa say we are MPP near Anankene, Sakai MPP delegate. Also, we are ordinary Ghanaians on the street. When you are going to say we are MPP delegate, I want to go to Abanaman. And no, almost we are NDC for 49% cousin come to Abama, Ira Acompreco.
Oh, NDC for 49% so better Canada, Japan.
Common I flag bearer. And about 43 say almost pay Baumia. That is Sanka NDC for na yeko choose flag bearer ama MPP anka hands down anka yura akompre kubewin. And omo smaller political parties and I say omunya affiliated and so yebusa omo no. And also so a little over 40 e kan so omo pe Baumia. And era akompre kunya a little over 30%.
I see. Canada, Japan is very popular among NDC supporters.
Minim the level of and also make was me back the general one make was so popular because what this hard so echo compound NDC for now omo kan say onye flag bearer so we should data ni mu a we unzo obi so wo ha tam aka say nka ye president ne ana ezi choose a bo say no obi e ba say onyi su on flag bearer ne na go so pe Canada Japan. And so any pana boys are not say Edeba. So it wouldn't even make a conclusion this.
Okay.
But that people for the Busa almost 71% think on better Obama Baumia.
Okay. Oh wow. Into Baumia among them people for the Baumia was very
overwhelming.
And NDC is where?
Meba NDC. They say net 71 Baumia and a 21. You are a compreko. And so,
gap in the muscle.
Wow. But we now can in our boma. Sa delegate no can in our boma. But we are 52. Also, NDC for one, a compreko and I'm airway. MPP, Baumiana, I'm airway. Floating voters, Baumia, I win slightly. Kenny in our boma, Baumia, and 52. There's a Kagana for United delegates. And Kabamia, and a Gomukuya copper flag bearer. And yet, I'm president, presidential, I'm cousin to 35. We MPP as a party. Ghana for United MPP delegates, Nanko, ya, Kabamia, 52. Now I compare Konya over 30. A little over 30. And now we say NDC so there.
NDC, yeah.
Almost there no. Said they were there no. No. Almost there no. Overwhelmingly, Nana J. And I cannot more a pen.
Okay.
And Nana J. No one interesting thing is as a man, a man they almost. It was so gender bias. A man and a pen. And Nana J. Unfortunately, 5 regions of the north, no. She did badly there. She wasn't doing well at all. Na actually the qualitative young kasa my they say I say Ghana have been or your bapa be present in a bed this be a chama 2 MPP na say this be a true party be na opposition because as a north for no or pet a baby leader I won't need check too much. Even in presence of Nana J, Baumia would have won 3 regions from the north.
Okay.
Same way Nana J, and yet the leading, but another person who didn't closely following Nana J is a student.
Wow.
And so Dinkatia is far popular than Julius Debra. In fact, Julius Debra crowd okuya to you to be voter you or no or popular chair and Julius. So but the backgrounds now the NDC for penny for be common. As a Julius also establishment candidate said they are not yeah, or no na say also as a our government support most likely no say you can say emphasis can kwa enyem nwa say ebi obetimi abewin but obewin ya ene omo adwumayo they need to start marketing him because nkra you tune the baby nkra ni go monte da
staff to be fair afa na wa start da ni nyina na wa edi nti afa na
na me say say okuja to so enka so e bibia da so o ya de che also kwa ya kra edini no uze okuja to omunim no na oye o say the grofo makututu amana National Cathedral na the din wa ha okuja to president akofa play on say eti ubusa obia across the 16 and regions of the Ghana na omunim no what did that but Julius the din no omunim kra o ye qualitative na ubusa say one ye fe no Julius Debra omunim no but I said that you also there a fast ye nim no there Ghana ha almost obi anim
yeah no there
very popular
I adwuma there say get aye adwuma
the din no to say baumia oni baumia sa candidates ni nyina no oni baumia mienu no wodi ni pa oni baumia so wonim no pa but baumia no as we conducting hu ye ne kasa anye ne nema ne nti amanfo odobi manifa then these for no be crown e wodo man yeah no doubt about that
dog ogomesona yenja virus no nko nyesa na am say ni timu ya ye ni de because research about early days here said the dog can say baumia 50 about 52 overall no baumia 52 and
for the delegates for the delegates say kasa can we delegate of MPP and MPP for you know within komo yo Ghana for
everyday people okay but question when virus in your answer say almost lost no was it because of the personality of Baumia, the party, and a lack of proper strategy?
Okay, indeed, loss no. You heard that ebusa nkrofo no man to aba no. Who said na kufu adunya 6.7 million. And Baumia nya about 4.9 some 9 or so million. Let's just say gap no is about 1.8 million na omo to aba man MPP the year 2024 man to aba. It na yani ejina ona o man koto aba no so na ye focus ti ebusa o say denti na mo man koto aba san go fu ebusa o no about 85 of them me figure no me you figure kabara is around 80 say economy no na emu aye gender and the economy no in fact 5% a little over 5% be that so mean to me can dey that so me you 5% pen can say corruption. And another 5% so can say perceived arrogance of the government appointees. It is a okay cancer animal when you are boom, that is a track. All other reasons no not significant. Reasons be the religion of the candidate, ethnic affiliation, now significantly na manfo ankoto aba ye nyina emu de esi 2022 Ghana recorded the highest inflation in 27 years in December 2022 54%. And some see na me as economist na say because me dey ba abonten say obia ni economist papa bia no ya say obeka say it was due to mismanagement and you clear say petrol boy Russia Ukrainian crisis in Russia inflation, they are 15.4. You are done the money, Mahama, 15.4. 2016, December. About former bedroom 7.6, September 2019. And that was the lowest in 28 years. No, beyond him said, the inflation better. More in the year 2020. Year 2020, unfortunately. And then COVID didn't go in the buy. COVID buy, big factories around the world shut. Emma actually leading to what became known as global supply crisis.
Yeah. Okay.
Oil. Now we could rush shop. We hear 2 bottles. I am one. And there be a way na ne boy den. Enti COVID no shall see ma ne ma boy den. Enti inflation for so long be anya single digit no. We were 2022 January. That inflation is 13.9.
Okay, Prof, me don't remember because inflation so about from single digits in 9 point, but me person back on me person era na pay akwan.
Mami fast discussion.
No so.
Mami fast discussion.
Mami man responding to no. The people who didn't vote about 74% also almost say okay.
And inflation no the but inflation globally a hit country there. US recorded the highest inflation in 40 years. Obi a wotie me bia betimi Google. UK recorded the highest inflation 9.1 in 40 years. Germany the highest inflation in 70 years that year. It was Germany omo to aba Olaf the political party omo lose to poto. UK Conservative Party akaka krabi na nya 200 years. Worst ever electoral defeat in history. Worst ever. July 2024. Lusu Potobi si down.
America
so researcher course UK nyina so Google a wo say economy na ne mo ayedinti no mo to abeti a. Enti na in fact Trump na nko mo. Economy na. US at inflation. Enti sadie we no na ye global. Now when from 2022 to date over 60 ruling governments and a lose power. Most of governments now a call
from 2022 no over 60.
Over 60. Now kwa ya lose. Countries papeni nyina ya edimu no omu ruling governments nyina lose.
Okay.
So what I say. Eti ani me be the same Ghana no enya me nwanwa say me person me pitch here then into the context of this discussion say enya me nwanwa say about 8 out of every 10 so can so one control because of omane ni moye den omane moye.
Okay, very well. Nanapia, are you aware of the Prof research mo pick some of these way can na mo lose elections?
Oh yes, and unse sebi the Prof no these are all factors, but obi kotwaba on fahone or Russia and Ukraine and on fahone COVID. He's looking at the present circumstances, and he's right. I mean, the most incompetent governments lost elections last year, and me new dinko I've been around. Been Ghana for dinko both home and away, and as an example, I'm the man. I mean, at the end of the day, a personal tour, if the economy on fahone. Esma the person esma nasa be free. So these are all things that are key. Mame bako kra menene kasa I think 3 months ago. Ono kra di okay say ono oye osofo. Oye fundraising edije sikama nko for so mo fanko enko hospital in India. Na India ono doctor follow mo go mo no be no mo so menye boso no mo. Although Jessica now sorry, Edema now sorry ma Edekoma doctor away India onim yame. So on sat now sorry about the area. You should know say no nipa or best sat the area no on fahone where the person is coming from. So these are genuine things that Ghanaians care about. And then you Ghana from Korea self and then it's like I say it is up to us as a party, to go back to Ghanaians, to let Ghanaians know what we can do to make their lives better. Because at the end of the day, if their lives are better, I'm not better to abandon.
No. My mommy now said I mean now said about my name Prof better also. But
I'll keep on listening online.
Mobefa we no na mo de aye mo homework because then it was the economy after arrogance and other things then put together about 98%. It's more big homework because economy no Mahama to me fix the economy ni ye pe na just 2028 no be awesome.
Also of fix the economy now ebeboa ama Ghana for nyina. And you see the thing is who can do it better. You see, the fact that you can run 100 meters at 10 seconds does not mean say if I can do it at 8 seconds, you know, 10 seconds. It's the end. We are going to compare and we are going to see who will be able to do it better. But we wish them well. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, penny Ghana for home better, you know, doing so you galamsey, essay poison, that is what MPP as a party and as a campaign, Dr. Bawumia campaign, we look out for. Ghana for home better.
I mean, now I say Nanapia.
But I see me brain. Now be chat with you for good night.
Almost that's it. Now era Nanapia motor friend virus, no, a former MD of State Housing and then nutrition come. But any dog so to us dog. Na aim to us maybe you movie away from any when you dey economy, economy. So when latest year but inflation no 9.4%. And this is the lowest. It say do single digits. Prof, 9.4%. I don't know where una. I do 9 for as of September, yeah, 9.4%. And this is what Mahama etumiaye. MPP for now say one of the things they lead to so more crop for to abano because the economy need their honchiraba. And said the nanapia akra catches will be kotoba the ordinary Ghanaian the unfound only Russia Ukraine. And unfound only COVID. We hear the economy in yet. This is Mahama's economy with the lowest inflation, 9.4%. Prof, a real inflation, and I say, real.
A real. Ghana's Scar Service, a Kubia, Mejomu Dipa, a quite first one, calculate CPI, consumer price index, a film develop inflation. I mean, you can't stand against it. They are very good, and I trust them. And you know, the politicians would always have a problem with them. But I have always stood by Ghana's Scar Service. I quite remember in Chebia project B across Africa. We wanted to check, say, Sasika services are all African countries, no, or more efficiency, or more insanity. I led the Ghana team.
Oh, okay.
South Africa, Kenya, money are there. We were second. Africa, the present day Ghana's Scar Service data and I really understand quite on calculate CPI, consumer price index, calculating yeah, anti Sani Manima we see na politicians not tie mistake beer and Chebia, mene Mofidi back on Adom FM. Almost says, I know my almost frame interview about this same issue. The same inflation are dropping. The Bimusu could do master and Emma boy costume, and no credit. Yeah, I problem. Inflation are dropping, no credit. And the name of boy costume, no credit. Inflation drop here, and Chira said, I said, we can feed this waka because the baby are now Ghana. The bow studio crowd become a month for Jim at Satima, in 7.6.
Yeah,
it's not in our and you credit who could do na air cost. Me say, no, many unia FM no now it was about Ghana, your debt, yeah, a call for me. And I make say, your debt for your debt restructuring. Your debt at the end of 2021. Now a 60 billion. Why a debt restructuring? All back on at the end of December, net a canon, you chum 11 billion near the Ache. Now, all the car, Miniaba, some Abeba or Busia 10 cities, and then the Bema a canoswati. It does say, would the Achami and answer me Piakan, Meboa. And yes, Anity, about Fufraba, Untia can, that's a cano conforma, Madama can conform. And yes, yeah, a can't. In fact, by April, because of that restructuring, almost about 16 billion. Because March, after said,
it is hard debt restructuring, not Ghana, yeah, and it was good.
It was good. Also, me the data na bro. We should see how we go. We last table na. obetimi so obetimi kwa mo bia project last table no won say e ka no ho ni nyina ka na ama economy no yadu ba bia yadu yo won say e ka no ho last table 2021 obaka say 60,000 who say a million but also in millions to cause 60,000 that is they are talking about what 6 billion 60 billion what I say 60 billion
okay 60 billion okay yeah
from 2021 the last
okay I want about 15 about 12,000 12 billion on the chair because it reduced from 60 billion to 48 billion
no 49.3 the last
49.3 okay
answer who read it sir adena you are to force you and the present is our document we Emma parliament 28 March big push now both who read it because Ghana you can conform because of Eurobond debt restructuring what are we out so we are sir and trying to good table now
yeah okay
oh because debt not conform because of what Eurobond debt restructuring also go eti enura me say me chira kai mu no me tu mirika e decide data we call Onia TV studio because I mean ye meeting with cantonment I drove there to show it to the panelists we can't be a judging at first by no maka aba am say onu na ye debt restructuring enye wono wa Eurobond near the cat 13.1 billion for we ata na ye and ye omo de 4.7 billion che anti ya kan ne ye de achiche ya na asamfufuro bi a aye de ama na economy ne say e kan na ka 3 months bi a yetuaka because of that restructuring intino
yeah
you postpone the katua until
2027
yes yetuaka 2027 we have yetuaka
until the good thing for Ghana economies at least it say it can be a benya be a retain you have to be back from the
same that come and give a problem answer one to these things into context now mo trim ya ode bebrebe say na wo ya ade too much e go to 2027 na we benya problem but 2027 no e be do 2027 no na say ukotua ka Bank of Ghana June ko mo di $800 million na egu saka no Bank of Ghana on tua e kama Ghana say sika no di kotua ka won timi fa entungu say odi bosi di guba
okay
so what they say we prepare Ghanaian Ghana 40 na ya no kra set masidi no apk strength 10th April na $1 here 40 cedis 90 pesos
see the exchange rate no sanka ni biom prof sanka ni biom
10th April na ya 40 cedis 90 pesos and now we did $490 million atugum no
I want yes I buy for president mama buy no yes or tugum
no yes I say BOG or better dollars no akufa do kono omuja $9.98 billion as a 2 million na 9 billion and omuja Teresa Sikawo ana last year ya tonico when now we budget in your budget statement no it will 9.98 sorry 8.98 eka 2 million na 9 billion dollars and omuja no reserves ana yene IMF program intino January omuma 360 million June omuma 360 million is over 720 million
out of 3 billion loan na IMF dey my no and omuma
exactly
no
omuba omotua over 700 million ni nyina beka almost 9 billion no ni nyina nkamfia last year ya toni cocoa na sia 1.6 billion na cocoa last year dey buy ni nyina beka until results of sika wom gold prices are hitting the highest in recent days. Gold born kosoro. Ama gold inflows no. Merchandise gold inflows no. And so kosoro because gold quantity ni kosoro. Price is global in kosoro. Now the meaning about sani ma we ya na ntantra ho da. It is a wunya. Ese wo dis asika no to. Eno na yemu bi ya ka nyese bi ya na Bank of Ghana de wo ye no o ma dollar no call 10 no nyese bi anka ye bone. O ma no call 10 na me no kwara nim ni. Eboa ma petrol bo cost from. E ma petrol bo cost from no. Eno ka hu bi pa na enama inflation na dey. Ati akofom. Say petrol bo from.
That be prof maminti was say just to stabilize the city no. Aban fufro this $8.98 billion. Sika nke betimi de akwan. Sika nke betimi de bia ato aduane no.
I don't know about you. I'm finding you.
Yeah, I said about 4 billion stabilizing.
I said the more than that. I said we hit almost 5 billion. What I don't know.
Yeah, they are stabilizing.
I auction. I said or the control CD. Or the what is be a okotuguye or the akoto CD. And I'm a dollar nede value nede ekofo.
Okay.
So what I say. And then the man we any bar for me can say TV3 after the cancer why only abeba after the cancer program. Me ko kan say we come here kumi. Something na minua Martin Pegu our program also. Dr. Joe Jackson and Professor Khalid on the economic spokesperson for vice president. Hey, I don't know. Fire of
IMF crowd confirm it. I say I know me who say IMF government, some government yes I be.
Me but satam na me kasa asem na of IMF nyama. Na World Bank nyama ti me kai no. Omo Professor Khalid di contested say enya no kre na a fiscal consolidation and na na basa. Omunyina can in fact you are president Mahama Krabeka said I don't blame him. That's the advice they gave him. Say a fiscal consolidation. Fiscal consolidation, you know, that me tell says it can never be the reason why see the drop is a betimi aye. But anya no man here, you can fiscal consolidation. Fiscal prudence. Fiscal prudence say we do sika yi. So what I say. And there are two ways to do this. Either say we increase revenue. And I say we reduce expenditure. And both. Kama fiscal consolidation betimi ama CD enya value ni say sa buy hwe ni say ofi say ontimi raise revenue bebrebe na enam say also into okati expenditure eba forma. Government is the biggest spender in every economy. When government is not spending, there's no money in the system.
Yeah, okay.
E je ko pasa na obi akofa ne ma free UK US abano otonia sa ne ma na en contentem ni papra ko change dollar and I'm a dollar. And that is the aspect, that is the pathway through which fiscal consolidation can affect the exchange rate. See the 10th April, $1 40 cedis 90 pesos. You real Juma at about 10 cedis 30 pesos. With this few days, you know, fiscal consolidation can never be the reason for that. Bank of Ghana deliberate interventions into the secondary forest. But say
you were right.
Obi crack the team sending message they will pick me. So my
Ghana dear. Oh.
Say baby we are Mr. Bien as we are aware say Bien na boy me mobile me feel say you be pema kumi. Wow. Me nim dey your person the politics ne. Unim say sa de na see ye no ye ka na inflation na see the net drop here no untimi nim free. E one significant reason why inflation is dropping.
It prof say see as still in time cost because latest one so say cost say 13.70 no say what is the reason?
No, a new 13.7.
A new 13 point. A new 13.
And run, let me share. And run 12.41. Interbank exchange rate. Bank of Ghana. Yeah, me the Bank of Ghana.
Okay.
But to come black market, I said that many other man can, you know. I mean 13.7. I will be glad at the amount of 14. The change for 14. Not about 13. But bank interbank exchange rate today. And then we share. Now,
people say generally about the economy, no. Say, President Mahama by here 1 year, is he doing better, managing the economy better? And
Obi Obeka so 1 year dey bia no obo ya dey pa because figures in the actually. I said, but yeah, now we can put it into perspective. I mean, can say, me papa. I just want for your papa, you for where you did. More for a word than cocoa. More funny than now you mean. She can all cry, I know Pesubity. Oh, good or there, now young guy. And I mean, I'm a good idea. I mean, I bantam says you asafo abronsesi wo ha abronsesi wo dem sika na makotu bebe na lecturer misika maketu ya 3 days na asa na makotu we na me sha se me di ti me ko ne dem ye busuafia na nye mamu ye buogu se me sini foforo kwanza na mo fa ye ni aye bantima efie dada yesiwe makopenti ho on say obi a be praise me, but you can't also blame the father. I mean that man, or this kind of go wa beto a odi yesi say kind of oriata anya science share no wanya debt restructuring crowd ana ye kam 60 billion no e course no ye fa bi nche ye na sa abre no ye pia stock ye say me say since 2003 ye pia stock ye debt stock no ye pia bio. This is 2027. And I did back one Ghana, a higher any in Japan, you see, can I jail? Yet the more over 30% to be a good track. Then I would say, you know, apart from some Utia coupon race near the Adeno, Untia stocker. I'm a home. Did that economy say, oh, inherit here? Atu is lucky. Atu is forcing, but he is lucky. We have to put it into that context. And also that making omuba ye nanka na ye datua ye ka and a Bank of Ghana ekotua jun kwa with the $800 million ne gum and quantity mean say last 2 weeks dollar ne shall say sorry pa e wala ye this week ma omre $300 million agum and ama ejina kakra ne sabade sanke 13 e kwada dada na senka ye pia stock no and an Eurobond in 4.7 billion on the chain. And a Bank of Ghana, who go to your garbage near Adam. I can't wait to me yet. Also, say, I'm the same way. I'm more at 2 force and won't buy. That's how because all the credit in our manner. 2027, but near says,
yeah.
Now, Bank of Ghana and Timia Mayor intervention now all year in May. When Timia sustain see the neighbor general over 20s. At the more at 2 force was a crack.
Yeah, and Kofu blame.
It is a canna man for tears as a DSTV, 7 previous and your one. And I did back so apart from the dollar and abuama, and Yamaya Juno. Also, my man can't say, me back on the TV3 a man for D Matama sending me messages near the Adeno. And China, I'm IMF, Baba can say, hey, Ghana, be careful, dollar any a day, mamu. The way I want $2 no go some force my way in the bathroom, and your papa.
Yeah, I remember.
World Bank the crowd there, but World Bank so many programs, and IMF they come my head they were still supplying. Now World Bank they didn't buy any no. I know algebra, and also what intervention, what so 56%. That is the first. Normally $100 in the guma, and normally say the begum $44 in the begum. Still over the gumo. Come jan it didn't now.
It's a problem. Just say you go, it can't go on with the gumana. Where is the money coming from?
Yeah, Sikano, and a medical culture say, your results, no. Acquire first why your results, no. About or 20 gold, a bem. About or 20 cocoa, a bem. About or Jebosia now receive grant be a Bank of Ghana, a banho. It's about crack or Jebosiana say $1. Busian Banner be do Bank of Ghana, Australia. On $5 a buy or the cities and a buy now keep $2 as result.
Yeah,
you got 20 gold. Bank of Ghana and this kind of business, no, they're good results. So I just and I'm shout caution them your results in the cost. And I win another thing. I'm a results in the cost of pan. It goes for oil program now. Yes, 2023 from independence all the way to May 2023. Now Ghana, your total gold reserves are all Bank of Ghana. Now 8.78 tons. 8.78 tons. Your gold reserve are you now. So I'm not for person who tons. Say the adults one. Also cocoa kaya ya na tafa yahoi uko kumasi money adia. Who said yeah will be a friend 7 ton.
Me who's a can I?
Kakesi ya na ebefa cocoa no. Enya articulator. On say the edinua ebomi edinua
chire no ai.
Ka kosire ko fa niema. Yes 7 ton. Enti ya kasa 7 ton na ye gold no ne dodo nyina sa na nete. Ne ye na Ghana ye wo 8.78 tons of gold. A free 1957. Now, Tama 2022 economic crisis in the say we need that reserves to protect the city. 18 years, and the US, yeah, US in gold reserves, and some UK, gold reserves, and some I don't think any abandoning shares and want to good. Emu Bank of Ghana, na reserves on cost. It is Abraham and Oka say, if at the end of December, near gold reserves, and I do 30 tons, and then I do 32 tons. Say, gold reserves, I was sure, and the gold price also, well, they cost the Biana. It's a cost the Biana, and my reserves another day, a cost. And no Nama Bank of Ghana, Nina account, Amana or Dana, and a Kana, and they won't young. My reserves. At the end of June, now could be 11.1 billion. And saying that almost supply don't you know. Ama is a swatch about $10.7 billion. At the end of August, you were $10.7 billion and our reserves.
If I go for oil program, no better say. I one good policy, and this is twice so. Saying this is continuing.
And that goes for oil I'm making. Bank of Ghana gold purchasing
program. Okay, gold purchases. Okay.
Go for oil, and they normally the gold, the cotton oil.
The cotton oil, no.
BDC is cotton oil. We gold purchasing in the Bank of Ghana. And
but also Bank of Ghana go to twice our policy in the
Odagusu. Policy papa me krano ebeya omuntre omunkrabatam ni ton more nchen de yeton. Se Ghana timinya gold about 200 tons of gold. Egu Bank of Ghana, see the debate forever.
Okay. I don't know, say what the way you whether more research now you busa and about approval ratings. Said na brochino.
No, approval rating
because me say musa dan kwa de no my president there na so from 74% to 65%.
Ada mamin ka say economy no de ne ejina ne na so pa. Na sasa me okoka Ghana for be do na and so sorry e come dey. On say macroeconomic indicators no. Ya na ewo wa e yesu de e average. Mamin ka inflation, your inflationary basket no. There were items, so many of them, I've lost count of them, almost about 400 items, over 300 to 400. And they were a basket in them. They are timid said, and yet they are, near my way, a big born of super coffin. And yet they also a bishop board of Kosopa, a bishop board and Kokra. It's a case at 9.4 rate now, and yet average for all the things. It is a whole codom. That's a debut out on one city, and they are cut on 2 cities. And Chile said the 9.4 is for what you have bought. Tebi. And again, because inflation is so at here, and just a name of work an aircraft. Tebi.
Okay.
The actually in an said, and side way, ya can't papa be I can say with the Biamica at the MBD, but Sana Ghana for the donor general. Mofidi ya despite. Mo fidie kese ya so peace FM sa papa no pena so pa ne kasa ya me invitation no so ata say na me kasa yura Jonathan Kuku for buy no na inflation e 40.5%. Na our peace FM yura kwa me fa kan programs ana or satam na 2008 na we say inflation na tia about 18% and we pass what say e ti buy no na so niema e da kosoro nto e da won tia say. I said, Osika, Mozogomi, you do mamu. You do mamu.
And I'm so positive now, okay.
Mozogomi, you do mamu. Almost inflation, President Kufuba, 40.5%. At the broker, and then about 18%. Many can say, Uko Joma Nema Bokwan Ekosu. What is inflation above?
Inflation has nothing to do with the Jom prices.
It has something to do with it, but it does not mean
necessarily
no. Go down. The word inflation is said, and near my air cost. It is inflation last month, August, 11 point something percent, about 9 point something percent. Actually, the rate at which prices are going up, and the upper form, Acquire Nema Bo first contentum na Atiaba, and Yan Yamano born in Akofo.
Itself, okay.
So you can say inflation is zero. A chance what I did 1 cedi. Last year, this year, so on 1 cedi.
1 cedi. There's no change in the rate.
Yes, there's no change. Now you can say 1% to cry. Chance a Nema Bo cost at 1%. That is what we should know. Yeah, the politicians look actually say my who said as inflation so tia, I said a Nema Bo so to become dominant and Tessa. Now attacking Ghana's as customers. That is not true. Yes, we are not being fair to Ghana's as customers.
Yeah.
We are not being fair to them.
Yeah.
And they are idea that they are maka. Yem protecting our institutions. Now, yeah, can make us say because the last time that I was on your program, boy be kasa me yes me babak me ya mentimina me ya pa.
Oh.
O pa che say me crowd is me su jimi for crowd be more than me nim she na.
And grandma bano de.
Omuwa de kra. Oh, minim she na asema meka no menti ase na omu na ewo economy ni mu. Economy no nsema wo ti ase no. Me de na ye book. So what ase. And a book na mesua no. And also it's not different from the happening to the economy no. But unfortunately, maybe American ya average macroeconomic indicators. You can say Ghana your per capita income are increasing now to 2,200. And Chile said, Obia Amebotomuye. Now, the Chile said, on average, that is where we are going because US is over per capita income about $85,000. And this will be a whole US every year.
Exactly. And
your average. But US now, you will Elon Musk money at the they make billions of dollars a year. But you see, per capita income, say 80 whatever thousand. Let's just say, say average do. Say nanka obi aiwo. It is a who the kasa. You are talking about micro.
Yeah.
Experience,
Yeah.
And I'm sure me no kasa ya macro. Your money na data. And I'm a kasa. It I come down to pick you. And yes, I didn't come baby. Sorry. As I make a decision, which
is impossible and also impossible.
What is likely to be the general situation? Now, I know your friend macroeconomic indicators.
Okay.
It is your case inflation that you have former may call to Ghana for and Chile as a name about buffer. Now, Chile said, a name about no cost, the name of my choir, a dimly contentamo cost on the Aslu. I just said, oh, kaka, now when I'm pass. Now, Kakona, but when said, a dear buagu, a quanum, who's up a copen, and then I bet. Put your brakes. Does the car go back?
No.
But what happened? The speed with which the car is moving slows. And your friend, deceleration. What the inflation reduction is the same as deceleration. So what I say? And I mama, I said, me ya ka na me catch you unia for say. Unia and FM. The next time, me bury us here, economists. Me go you that. Me see after.
I don't go for do at them.
I didn't. Almost my cocker said revenue. I should bet come and see the call for me. And I can't say, and so I saw one about Ghana Revenue Authority is going to lose a lot. Now we'll lose a lot. Next year, I want to mean 21 for a year. And you might forget your crown. Nikia bet me. I
and only a woman at demonstrations.
Coco on Timintum. $80 now, yes, I'm Timon for bones almost a man. But Coco on Timintum. So there opposition who can. And my forget your bed. Projects very bad, also by when you mean that is a work of Bobo Sabi. Make us say, when also Omudi Matamana and Yaman was a presidential spokesperson for, a economic spokesperson for Najin. Dano may make us same way they said, problem, the one artificial, the problem, the Bebanino. Or Chirami say, or no, or Abruchimemu, what Chila de Oha, says a young in the crowd. Miss also Ghana for Pesad in the pa.
Yeah, but what are we experiencing? And you're okay, and you have to say teachers for demonstration because you're here, Moka.
Me a doctor, me a professor. Ghana for Pesad because the part one Chila, so a professor. Some of them, just forgive me, are so empty. To one case a professor or a doctor, on Timmy as BT,
you know.
I'm download, you know. Then the 4 potatoes do. And Papa Nicasa, I mean, me, and you know, don't want a lecturer. But me took a baby man can't join me Europe. Now me need my go school of University of Dublin.
Yeah. What can I say? Yeah. I think
that was March Africa, me ko baby, me ko say you omo, me ko Uganda, me ko baby so kokochira. They don't go na kochira. But what me say a fiscal consolidation. And try to know them President Mahama. The President Mahama so obi a wotie ni dia global say obaka se city na gina ye no fiscal consolidation. When him say omo kaka ma Legon professor ba kokra de mo fi the piece of an interview. And okoka say city na gina no a fiscal consolidation. And now ya mama post kese power ba be se be boni dine me kan wa mu o bi a okasika sempa peace fm was a fiscal consolidation e wa na me fra am masa yes ani e gulego animaso you say wa cause lebo no ye yanku ni animo amafo bi wo ya o mu nim far better than this na mo you say ya na amafo afrefre ye no say why would you attribute CD's appreciation to fiscal consolidation? How?
Okay.
No
be so question be about economy. No, na can be say galam say any other ones. I don't know. Okay.
Make us some way, Minia. Make us some way. Papa no small catch. Also, a full professor. I mean, who I am. No, Scopus. No, acquire Scopus index. The publication, no, the bachelor. Me how many citations na me wo? And okay, the man. And there's some people when I'm saying, Minia, me no yada for power. I'm saying, Minia, me pacho why? And I say, why Abamu Penini? When him say, Master Man Mekano, and China and IMF the battles, World Bank the battles, Reverend Nuna say, a back from, and say a GRA at the Abase, Omu revenue projection, they are losing 30% of their revenue projections. Maybe your public sector and economists. You can also be an economist. Legon be or PhD in economics, and they are fantastic lecturers. Who are a professor in labor economics? Economics, you want to do financial economics. Obi say. Me be a monetary economist. Me be a public sector. Yeah. About first of Gigisikane abaidi.
Yeah.
No, na me chere one day, and no, na me hear research, na me share one day. It is a whole Legon also a professor in economics. It does not make you authority in my area. I may not
be different. Yeah.
I may not be, but Ghana, dear. Hey, Ghana is a country. Who kasa? Obiwo, chief professor will come and tell you when you are talking medicine. Chief professor will come and tell you, say, oh no, you're professor of chief. Oh, you're lecturer in medicine. You're kind of the other. I mean, we are not serious country. And you're potatoes. And your politics also. Totally influenced by your political beliefs.
Yeah, and they do.
They do attempt your bubble. It's a someone because once a man President Mahama or you meet the press or get to Musa, see, you know, appreciating a due to all a due to the intervention. Because Martin Pebu, I can't TV said, me young people need to American say intervention Bank of Ghana into a message, you know, Ejina.
What bank about the confirmation side way?
No, me no call them now no President Mahama na meet the press or call you to say see the no as I say because of the Bank of Ghana they reduce the intervention no and I'm Martin Pebu ya me send the message come as a lawyer they say that I'm a President Mahama obey MPP ni own so me asama me kind of President Mahama akin I me kind was say asemo wo the me send the message na me kind of public we tell them for the years Osibini asama usebe makwaka say yem pese e beka no kre me commented this me matter this paper me have hu hia me so what I say it asama de mehu eno
okay
MPP be di ade metimi a throw challenge am say 8 years obi am talk I sort time ameda so obi so to I sort time ameda omra me MPP be aduma NDC be aduma ma o I say at the point say President Mahama beko another constituency akokasa bawa muntarity me frame ema me your research ma na me kire o President Mahama kwa ha enti na me bo de no who doesn't know Arabo and bawa muntarity So what I say, many Professor Alu said, yeah, I never better Tamale Central MP. Yeah, research mind this. Yeah, na anti Bibiania, I'm President Mahama, Okoha, I'm a sending message. A friend, Honorable Muntari, catch up President Mahama, so Koha, Onkase. So what I say,
area specific, research finding here, area specific.
Yeah, needs assessment. Nti be do ko bia ni nipa no de hia wo ne de omu nsam omu pen. Oh, that's how I work, and I got my money. I got my money. In fact, me need Professor Ali be say be cry research be my NDC. Make us me no kase. You know for some professor don na chairman. O tie me 43,000 be pem na cry o man tua me. So what I say, it is a wo tie me na me kasa. That's how some mekana ama NDC now Dominica and the MPP ninja. You are getting it wrong.
Okay. Prof, I don't know say me pese of a Jerry free a Canada Japan camp about no pese ordinate but because almost more internal research it shows you something different. Then they quote research.
Mamin can't be answer no about. Mamin can't be a quick answer no about. African policy lens. Your research in the program. Me share the funding with Yura Amufa Boachi. YAB. On me on Man FM, they are my friends. Yura Kennedy Japan, you're my friend. Pa me no mo eye juma pa ya me kasa wo mo videos wa. O mo studio because that me no mo very close pa. Nti de me hu ye no but emuna da ye ne release ye de na minim if it was say a coincidence to so it was in reaction to ye de no almost release it. Yeah, no mini problem. I'm researching there. Juma me the imagine here me no because I could be wrong. Yours may be right. But me dear me here no to material formula no. Uza me church and say kwa me fast one me here no. E bet me about say obey the same formula. Obey different results. Me I don't compete and I don't speak against what others have done. Adventure the omo here no into any problem.
Okay. Because now me person mbusa koko e bi ba mama of aja imbra mbusa of aja good evening.
Good evening, Matthew. I'd say.
Yeah, also.
Boko, Professor Michel.
Yes,
Oh, I'm saying a bad
research now can I am one of my and I said
and about group name in the interest here.
Okay. Okay, I'm saying we need the other side Sanity Africa, me boy.
Yes, Sanity Africa. And based on delegates. Near now, Prof. Oka about we know the Prof sample size or usually I'm not going to say wrong or right, just like he said. But Sanity Africa went straight to delegates. And question so Mubisana ye says see I won't delegates. Why am I person lead the MPP? Senebea MPP will be unite and also be obetimaji to me am coming 2028. And those are the results are a buy.
Okay.
And out of 15 regions. Okay,
so there was a man there. If I'm looking at it, looks like we need almost all the not almost all the regions.
Out of 15 regions, we need
2 regions. Baumia of 49, Ken was 41. Upper West, Baumia was 61, Ken was 36. Western, Baumia was 36, Ken was 59. But Prof Modiano, Baumia was leading in Western region.
You see the difference.
Western North, 58 for Ken, 33 for Baumia. Bono, 45 for Ken, 50 for Baumia. North, 50 for Baumia, 45 for Ken. Volta, 46 for Baumia, 49 for Ken. It's almost the same. I think Ashanti, 29 for Baumia, 53 for Ken. I'm surprised about Ashanti. Central region, 68 for Ken, 27 for Baumia. It's also different from the Prof Munya Omudia. Greater Accra region, 52 for Ken, 38 for Baumia. And Eastern region, 60 for Ken, 22 for Baumia. I have already 56 for Ken, 39 for Baumia. Bono, 52 for Ken, 43 for Baumia. Mona mo sponsor away and sanity for money.
Me pacho, just sanity here sponsor. Oma no mo research.
Okay.
And no call your survey.
Okay.
I don't think I make a survey research, very dicey depending on the sample size you're using. It's the prof there, minimum size you can use here to have his numbers. Which can be
two different. Also, I'm delegates. And I'm saying general public. And I'm saying combining two, no.
Yes, the delegate. I don't want to.
Mr. Gary, MPP, ordinary Ghanaian on the street. When you're 18 years and above. But what we did in this.
Oh, Prof. Freezy.
Prof. In a freezy. Prof. Na in a freezy.
Yeah, my make us a crowd bad, my stopper man, no Kenya no kasa. It's nearby is a way say no Sanity Africa no. Because a year call internal election, they don't want to go to broader, survey for the whole Ghana. Send the Prof. It's they pick that sample size from only the delegates at Tuaba.
Okay.
And delegates will be so be as this time going forward, one our fellows will lead the MPP. You bet me that to me. And a second question here, one office of bet mama party now unite. Now you're fired to my prefer to send a president Kufo. And they vote out of 15 regions, Ken won 9 out of 15. It's
16 regions.
No, they only 15. Sample size 15.
Okay.
Yeah, with the exception of I'm say Omuja, one of the northern region Bakufrum, instead of 5 northern region. They only pull 4 of them. It out of 15, can we need moon 9. It the empire say even 16 crown when you munaya. A moon 7 and about me abe win. It tells you clearly, say delegates election I say Kotuaba, not indeed a fair, free and fair.
I am just ask them can. I am just ask them can. No more conditionality. I think so far no. But for the to Mami Kasa same way so answer. So far no mon na mobile you always insist on that.
Because of
who say about to way it say football buga wo went a means home. And to be the far former fafasro. Me that's to say o person o call abattoir. O person a jeje so answer mo person a crocromo.
That baby say no.
So when you nyade buga game and I'm
that baby live you
know. That and fair. Be anywhere they fair. Barros by one tea as more kind. See because Baomiano wakoda into what turn where we start. And the end to me 100% fair. What I say? House bar obi abekọ aduro so enye fair. And the obi the afa baby and so fafa baby.
Yes, that's a fair analysis. Thank you. But that's enough to know, man. It's the air can say no. Yeah, we're doing my say because we've won 9 regions in the Betiada. We still have to work out. Baby Bia Osha Baumia winning, if you
over Jerry, come and drop it into your camera ni also Emmanuel or say on there can and quite a bit United Party into what now? Into also my own also believe it research way now because can research way so I think so far me who and Joy FM the publisher no we Sanity Africa for and a publisher here can team listen no but which was almost all the regions can lead with the 9 regions out of 15 in our Ken is leading which we say Kwabne Japan crowd the others ni nyina ho na Kwabne Japan only 0.4 Ken Baumia Dr. Champon Ken Baumia Dr. Champon Ken Baumia Dr. Champon muni first 3 so far omuwom but prof modiana legon for mo koye no mo so slightly different because I know Baumia kuta 52% with the ordinary Ghanaians no any delegates in that to 52% about Baumia ekuta as against Ken 50 against 32 for Ken but Sanity Africa at the end there Ken is leading 9 regions over there to also
yeah it's say you share dynamics now. You can clearly tell say we have about 70% chance of winning the internal election. But I don't just see that we're still working hard. Send you okay, yeah, that election be a buga. Already the indication and signal say send you abroad your beka say abano ubejina hopa obeshumunya udin. We are not taking it lightly. And komobi akoba bi and apio mano. Because we share some abroad your statement now train you to me kind it confirms say buga nebebam. But yes, we have a cat from say omu papa to omufo yes we mami atu yefo ne but in afie we no ye best from ye nyina ye pass mdwe e na say ye di kan ka say can buy ye nyina no all the campaign message is all about unity. It never be wa kana no atu. But that doesn't mean say they should take us for granted say because he pay unity no ubo masum kra na madane aka Moses imran ye nya sa de no.
Okay.
It's in a fear where the age now you need our fear near share. You know, your certain committee. We are going to make sure that every police station, elections are won at the police station, right? It's a honor to make us in our. We will protect it.
Okay, but also I'm going to say,
oh, so depending on honor you so your delegate. No, do not need anymore. It's either we stop the whole injunction back to the whole election.
And I did any bloody.
That particular constituency in Tuaba. That particular police station.
I need to come back on this issue. I said, Prof, my prediction whether D-Day never cause saying.
And you know, Omo, I dream Bonnie Biar or Mafano, and ne, Omopa, Omuntia, and almost so much. They should reverse it because young coins and Anu Dianibio. It's not going to happen.
Okay.
That will name, machination, name. Government machinery where you be you were denied and a chum.
Now, Abronya will control as regional chairman. Obey me. I had the say album no.
If you say Bomo teacher free so as a catch us or then chairman way in it. Or your regional chairman or join a council next year meeting or to me.
Okay.
To me, a regional chairman next year meeting or Mutimubi. 18 and come up ben our course why and you know so ben or war. So cancer no kind.
Okay.
Obanyasa for your bunebe and canasem. Okay. We are not taking it lightly to send a code about we distance or we disassociate ourselves from abroad your comment. What can buy him? A serious statement that we're making, and we are not taking it lightly.
Okay.
Until say right now we are demanding say we want to see it. There were 4 months to election. They should bring the album out, take it, send it to all the contestants. No, be an any party, the team, and you making sure that Bibia will be a deal will move. Nipa be a name so a delegate, and they say be our support to Brandon Champion. It's a necessary in a film. Nipa Smith will do to Mount in a film. We work in the point. No, it's not going to work. We will fix it before the D-Day. Okay. We are demanding said the album should come out from every polling station and as
before about 4
months. Your 4 months we can do this.
Okay,
we can do it.
Okay. The person who say about there no abronya there na also mo there mo so madam ho so no but abo papa so wo camp ono so asema ba hey ya be ye butu wa ha but my mema prof prof I don't know what Fajaya Samo can say. Omo per album no because I'm to send Kofobi. Obeti my prediction. First time MPP for you.
Prof, what's the what they see another position? What
did you say to do? Now, baby, I know I was at my office.
Oh, sorry.
Engagement, this is music apart now.
Okay.
My changing location, you know. Is your to happen? I'm not too sure. Say, and I'm nice, Anna.
Okay.
Yeah, let me explain Bibi about the say offend delegates, you know. Me say, me research and net delegates, near MPP for na any omudin komo. Ordinary Ghanaian on the street, but it's your mummy and son. Your MPP because you busa say we MPP ni ana ebi mu kan sa ane ebi o ha no de esi o si da bi na ye busa 2016 to aba ma hwan 2020 to Obama, when the 2020 to Obama party, now I repeat 2022, I 2020, 2016, who repeat if I say we belong to that political party. It is move through that in your MPP. Within the sample, it mean quality data anyway, no. It mean your MPP for in your NDC in your other smaller political parties. Now, said an American, so far NDC for no. Yebusa general question. Say, Senkaye to Abana, now we MPP delegate, and one and Cabe to Abana. And then I make us all no fees or more NDC for no. 49% so almost percent can a flag bearer. And about me, and around 40 something. As a can and not a OD anymore. On the NDC's scores card. And a floating a phone so about me and a D kai. But can ben in 30 something Baumia a little around 40 as on so no more ben so pa. Now MPP for no day, Omom Castle MPP for the Baumia the Kakunya 71 against Ken's 21. Now no make us say we na we data segregation and abenyasa but who can't data ni nyina boma. Now busa say Ghana for no or busa sample size no. A confidence level of 95 at a confidence interval of 1%. It meka say na loose kakra. Most of my research I made me use 99 no we use Ghana voter population now you interview a minimum of 16,000 but when you the 95 you interview 4,000 I think 600 something.
So very little.
Yeah, there's a nuru 16 no.
Okay.
Yeah, but the spread was what was important. We made conscious effort to enter every ward, constituency across all the regions. So yeah, na nusu here pa. In as much as the number is important.
Sanity for the is it different?
Sanity no call directly kobusa MPP for.
Okay.
Meso so musa MPP for.
Okay.
Oh, the bema na me nwa kakaze na nkesenka. Me no MPP for na no mo me dey mu no. And obi MPP ni so enche say e delegate. So yeah. But MPP for no mo me dey mu na ba omi anu twi mu nya 71 na Kenya 21 no. Nanka ene we ni dey na boy brasa no. Eno na raise issues. But again me mankwanko busa MPP for delegate. Me busa MPP for and NDC na other floating voters and other and that is a maybe sampling frame no entirely different from there because there no buy ya publish here na no emu anu mo so de buy but na say me say ba na me here no APL no African Policy Lens ya me president yes I ba but no na ye no eno so sa research sa na nya researcher ya me ni je hu ye but ba say you say kwakon de a eja wo pese oye bibia bi na me nse de nisika kese eti unim omo be ye omo national delegate conference ena me training nipa 12 no me ma obia one region na region isusa no me kika bi bo mu enti about 2-3 of them interview 2 regions ena omo maka na dey one region see be a greater Accra say one region eastern region one region. It is you training omo rule mu no we say omo ma omo city according to regions nti ye ma ye na questions ni sakra ye busa chairmanship they obey when chairmanship position ye busa all the national executive and ye busa ye we ne sade I mean offend flag bearership in so can
but person me busa prediction for because what Jerry can say I'm free and fair they are done do a bear blood
until mami the weekend
okay
and the closest I did with the delegates no man call mo so ya win response no better but you know ma ba omu baby omu be ye ayi na de no so no ye no but me I had 50 something I've forgotten but closer to 60 about 57 58 and Ken was the second. Ken had if I remember about 30 something, if not 30 something, to be closer to 30 around that range. All the others, no problem. And I want to say, don't want to And also Kabasa ya na a problem pa. Others need the enya but Oma the next super bill, the next biggest Oma almost say they are not ready to disclose who they will vote for. That is the closest I have come interview NPP delegates. Me know can say October is me who propose and I promise that they will give me money. To October me
another research.
Menyeska enya research. Ama me dinu kra in the research echo form. Eti October nkofu bi ema miska me kwisia omo no akra. Omo se menye proposal na say me the corner say omo timi sponsor me ma me koya. Eno de me ye no 1%. Yeah, may interview not less than 16,000 delegates. Yeah, me ko eno no say wo ya delegates is o madoso. Ye wo polling station for obe hwe na wa select bi regional constituency executive. Sorry, I mean, regional executive, constituency executive, national executive, council of elders, and as is almost the past executives who are back at home. Okay. And just say, what sample that is my design. My say no. At the police station, best sample because almost number na cover 300,000.
Yeah.
It mentioning in muna police station for number sample, constituency level, number sample, regional, number sample. Former executives, na sample to be bia fair across the whole Ghana. So I said, me feel that October ending, me feel that, but first week of November,
we should get it.
Despite me, the just my bad, me the results now.
Oh yeah, so the unim say election coverage in I consulted with my forecast the ABC election in January because of I get Abronya first. I threaten say
in fact, the fear adeɛ baako a na yɛ kasa economy na ɛsɛ any di MPP nya 2024 but adeɛ baako so di MPP nya pa ɛyɛ ɔmo ntɔkwa na internal na nyɛ kra
that is so true.
That
is 100% true.
Now, feed the way I mean, who know, I feel quite a bear phone. Oh, catch your pen phone be almost so, until I quantum, no, David. Oh, quantum, no, would attempt too much. I bet is that Nibako Bellus no Benyano Baco.
Yeah,
I have dream papa, me throw munina, you are bronye. Who's our bronye tia? Nakan the appointee, and I'm here. I of a boiling point. I know if I come watch it. So I say, oh, you dear Grocassa. Esre fefe me come ho me timi boiling point ye wie kra wo bafia na usuru ko ahwe obi ye wie I mean ye timi pound for something na that ye be din koma and we say de na efe kra keke on kwabra kwachi wuye me ba wi ase me ma mienu a malusu omu ene bi omu wuo etimi ye me ya part say de of kwabra kwachi wuo me ya ehye na me hu de me because oba ye say me nua. So what I say, oh, to me, friend George. When him say a da woo ye, Nessika or demand 1,000 cities, na me near. Now me see me go top petrol, me or filling station, and me book petrol. Me
if you are now Mukwa, resource persons, no.
No, me last person of a Kamakwache interview me of the radio Jumani. I mean, the last person I don't know Juma. Thursday. That be Thursday. Thursday, boiling point, Thursday.
Oh Lord.
Or one men kwano who see me. And this autumn now we can make a year Kumasi. And now, or mammy envelope, say, men I'm a choir, me the abonsa. And and in fact, me the Tommy came. I dear thing, ye, Thursday, I'm called the Friday, I'm a Panamico Kumasan. To be called Kumasan, me bedrew a cry either Tuesday or Monday. Now, Wednesday, now me Atenka TV, our program Wednesday afternoon. It me abedru Atenka no. Filling station now, who do an hour call Atenka no. And I may say, me kwa kobu and petrol. It me drew on them so, Misika Munina Sana, scanner of a Karaka de Mameno, many. So I call Kumas in many, Timetia no maybe. The ye be a me top petrol. A wana, me who so be from me. The picky end was what to say. Yes, over Kamaka, you, Namsa de Banquas as some. It was so and don't say, I brought us and by me kind of public. My friend, for say, no, Ken was like our senior brother. Me pauchopi, Jasa. And I know about Papon, as a cook can say, Mr. Bomi, I won't in the economy, and I say, Or so me kind of public. Mr. Name command. Say economy na say nye ba omi abo anu abo nti na man say global name na man could do petrol bo could do $121. And na Ghana petrol bo global market is $67. As we are told her 13.4 cedis per liter. Saturday they could do 121. Near ton has 17. And a diesel I'm 23. Oh, me can't know. One thing about me is both MPP and DC. Obi e na me send message man and the Japan. O because of no nyira adwuma comment no. Me kai no. In fact, our friend because of person na me kasa but not baby am one me na nkasa. So me ka chen say who kasa ansem we are na say nyame boa mo na ken be flag bearer. E dey be message na fe o ko kan che Ghana for. Because the battle doesn't end with Ken becoming a flag bearer. It goes beyond that, and you will need the entire support. So kind of being you, a duchum the being you, but
being an expert or research actually. Who to a move one car, who then have a catch national executives for someone dealing with because what I from Ken Camp, or not to know who for say, or would do one with any bloody sad day.
Make national executives no. Emi yakakra. Let me say, emi yakakra say executives ni bi a show omokales. Nka this contest no. Mema jum de nenka nhia ma say we regional chairman of the political party. You are like a father. Ntina, as you say I him for mema omonye politics. It's because of this yeah. Ko oyo hina nipa bebrebe na ehwase ibi wo ha bi wo ha. Oyo osofo a nipa bebrebe ni tie obi wo ha bi wo ha. Nti hu hia ma say oyo osofo a ede obey wadwen say o kofa akon. Oyesa na ede wo lusu I mean all respect. Na meka bibi say wuntumi ne abronye. Se nkomu tie me a anka omu render apology to other candidates no. Nanka enke betimi anka obabi omu wo no. Omu mane nka ne den enka omu tiri. Enka no beboa pa. Eno unze say no se bibisi Asante region say na se mefa sekene Japan ni pe bi ye bone a. Unze wuntumi betimi aka se on na ye party ni head o. On na ye omu gina eja. Say ntokwa bi yesi na sekene Japan ni pe bi ka ho a. How are you going to address this issue? Abronye to the same thing. Immediately na parties ni ye no. And it goes beyond MPP, NDC and all that. Self to muti ebe pass. Obe national executive. And then they are obe baby ope. But as much as possible, no. Any kwase will show that interest, no. Eti yakwe ni minimum loss. Internal loss minimum papa. Nanka eso nyam rebi say we chairman, national chairman kura ne say we ye bibi na kire say what the DPP say ye be kwa akon na wo ha. Ese da na wo de wakonwa eto. Political parties in the team
they have a law like that.
And yet they are not using
but they don't follow.
Because one yes and
mobile laws no.
Also, if you are the be country say corruption tina ekwa na tutu say kuma say kwa say na tutu. E dey tina we na tutu. Minister na we minister no waje 10%. Minister we nyaje 10% we are. Una wo be supervise am for aye adwuma no na nipa na okoye contract na of contract na waje 10% defi no o de 90 cities am say adwuma anko de 100 cities be no over 90 koye na okona so o de 50 koye a wo betimi akasa
yeah
it is we are panyin na wo lusu ntina da bia ya na ye kasa corruption no ade ba ko a ese edi nyapa no eti ebia ni so we are panyin na wo lusu authority a ene ma say pa. Okay. Say the ministers no omulusu through corruption omutone omani munyam no it is we are party leader now we show interest obia obabia I mean obia ntimi kan tem say ene ye ka say kodua ntimi kan tem say onim babia o omu leadership Antoinette no omunyina obia be obabia o so what I say but ni kwa say kodua ba bonten as general secretary say obeka say me wa
e do for say ka o say kodua mo stop ya bronya ne
obeto ama obi
enti by now no prof enka o so mo stop ya bronya wusu bempa ne untumum nya by now na ka o so mo stop ya omu nya
ntimi stop ya omu dia na emra no ho na we leader no ntimi amfa mra na anya adwuma na je say dey we weak enti na me omu politics mi ntimi nya bi o osa afia ebepem say na wo de onim say me nya card bearing member of any political party ebepem say me kuma omo mu ni me na nkabe yikra because say discipline na ma who's the MPP our chance pa who's a year na make achiro say ordinary Ghanaian one na di first ba omia onya about 35 na J enya about 19 point something Canada Japan enya 12 to the Canada Japan ni ba omia de yakoka ho who's we enya 50 so what I say but eno cry a timer dollar ejina na ama petrol bo abafo no
exactly
still a Ghana for
exactly
ejira adwinwe so what I say but I say dun katia ne na J de no wo ka boma enuru I mean it's around 30 na che say MPP mo work clear chance but certain the die here a omu de asase ni ntitimu no say omantimi angade against na say be ko say ya any they should forget about 2028
Prof, I was summarizing it perfectly, no. But what for Jerry? I don't know. So immediately at then I'm more camp more year. Meaning some money other candidates na kasa, but then I'm more year to ensure say album no. Then you mbema impenifo den hunu first. Na boni bien free mumba.
Yo, Steph here. Yeah, make up. Mommy straight here did it up. Me say you be protect your ballot. Me say any bloody yanko kontokwa. But we are going anything violence we cancel it.
Okay.
But we will make sure say the ballots are protected. It being for baby, you need them fair. It's either we stop, we put injunction on it, then electoral commission be me up to the fufra, whatever the case may be. But you go kontokwa.
Okay. But mama na say executives for na human report because abronye they say obi na file a petition no mo dey no call disciplinary committee no.
Right.
Mo so my report dey akoma mo say mo so mo file a petition say this is what assume see here constantly or attack. I feel proud they all can say as regional chairman no or so obeyi nkofo edi efi album mama o mo.
Exactly. Yeah. You release the press release. By your petition, no, they are still working on it. Because it's a penny for trans don't know how to draft it. Yes, sir. Okay, I know be back for sorry. No, it doesn't work like that. Team no committee no have to sit and write everything and put structures in place. Send about the petition bedimu penny for no trans no more kind of say yes. Idea more can make sense. Let's do this.
What do you think about their prof can say? Say mo anja tem didie na ene na 2028
no, the prof is 100% right because I'm not going to dispute that. As someone can 100%. Say you see a person to media, then we should do away with this insult and brew our. Usha ye camp here. Obi ani atemo. Abua papo dia mo kan. Abua papo ani atemo. Assembly abua papo kan ye bi. I'm not here to defend him, but I'm just stating fact. Galam say semo kokan ye. Eh, true. What I say, it's already in the public. Say, Obieka, yeah, transfer 12 years. We couldn't do it, you know. So also, we fight you, Obi say, we criticizing within 8 months. So, on Timin Kun, Galam say, it's a more demonstration. And also, on our demonstration, no need because it doesn't make sense to him. Who about 8 years? When Timin on 9 months, and do you expect him to do everything as right away overnight? And yeah, you must. And all stating no correct. I don't know how your model say as an MPP deputy communicator there. Oh, come on, whether wrong or bad, you know. I said, me a from for me no menka. So what I say, be this I don't know so one defend the party, you know. I want to buy a brought some okay there. Clearly attempted it do by the cross sabi manus simrafo. Oh, catch that can a Japan say or soon the crane nyansa chen can. Technically, what's an abua? But what in common as it those all transits and where's be a free and move ban. They deserve to media, meaning what they are planning to do. But like I said, we put in measures in place. The back penny for till we see from there. You know, ballot now. No, what media I finally said. As someone brought your can a clear indication or the man say. Say yeah, baby, into Musumo Namoso. And the about prepare young funny likely. If you are like we're not going to take it just a mere talk. Whether they disassociate themselves from that statement or prosecute him or suspend him or whatever, it's a conversation that have taken place. And then nyame adom akotwa kakra na apie na no say nyame onkonkro na born na pampam na pie you nyame na yeda na se say at least wama ye otamfo no secret bi apie and na untumi a confirm okan ya kan
untumi to confirm say o ma yes mu be yi mu de via album nim
no one can say look at put me the way on narrative no me shebu bosse se ba omi anya president ada emba ya obi a ma ni bi da na mona ye repeat munti a ya nkoto abana ye ne top down approach no ye ni menti a ye ma mo ye keep mu say ye nya yi enti no ye tu wi a wow ye say you can state some sort of bibis I mean to me cancer with but all that is trying to say they say ba omia ma omo machination ni nemom de agu akwa mu no say am favor ba omia obia no obetima di president da enti yes ya da ye ho so yes and abronya so abeka pay so say who be for so your delegate to go akojina polling station ye be biem a me ka wona say who hunu wudi ni wo enti wan kaza na abeko be gina wo sa ada be ko fie na say mo kan ti ya da ye ho so yes you be protected ballot no pa enti that was a good statement that you da abronya say oh yeah da na se pa o mu so ankasa
na be say prof mami fa intira kwa ba na me pese prof be mu na Mr. Daniel me ba ho because there this issue na me pese me prof here about President Mahama almost 1 year you will look at Galamsey ni adeba prof and sure be I just say yes part 2 na no you share all other sectors Galamsey corruption because just as say na so hope see na na no post BB say President Mahama ba say in terms of corruption there so far 9 months after President Mahama Tiakonya, so there hasn't been any corruption reports against Mahama until
that is true
or Bob President Mahama Abasopa, which for Jericho, this is what Hobson posted say 9 months of President Mahama's government with corruption free. Hey Mahama, you do all. This is what Hobson is saying in reference to your friend saying President Mahama says so far the no corruption. And yabo nabayemu na mpese mbusa prof because prof can say some of the things that contributed to MPP defeats not corruption but before if you have anything to say. Good evening.
Good evening, Sister.
Set.
Yeah.
Sorry, Set.
Sister Fia, good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, that must me chia Papa G so. On any team, no. I mean, over the weekend, we are there. Organization and everything was intact.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sister Fia, me bra pone prof ne. I'm starting free virus. I think say me Sunday be say buyer. Ni kromu mem afo. Na Sister Fia, na company bi wo me your friend no.
Virus no fi mem. Make us of you dance it. Or you dancing you. And I was free. So be free to areas.
Mem no okope MP. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Ayi abi oba bemu. Sister Fia, sa company ya ka ho asemi. All over Ghana, omo bisa mpanyufo na nipa na omo ye adwuma o mem campaign na I had to say AGC in those days. MPP or Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia na Nado Aba 8 years. Na ukudru hodo ma mrantie ne maba wo nyina enye adwuma enye. Sisi adwuma asem na Sister Fia yeka. Nti ya omo ma ye ni adwuma asem ho komo. Na yenya ise sebio obi ni kasa wakasa yi ni ade no. Sister Fia ye nyina America. Yenka no krepa nkyerɛ yo. Obi betena America ha na sa ade eche. Na sa wontumi ankoye adwuma. Ready pa no enye beta se nko te Ghana. De yenka no crew. Nti adwuma na sisi mrantie ne maba wa ni nyina no. Omo hwehwɛ. Na yɛka adwuma so deɛ na yɛsra ka sɛ Ghanafoɔ nhwɛ Honorable Kennedy Japan anim because sister bi amo so yɛ amomo ayɛ bi ne korɛ ne sɛ obi a watena America ha paa saa asɛm wɔ da bi a meka na sɛ bio wahunu kwan a sɛ wotena America ha na yɛmfa sɛ worɔ no campaign a sɛdeɛ nkɔfoɔ ba adwuma ɔmo etis work ethics ne ade ɔmo de hyɛm na wode kɔtoto yɛ kuro mu ho woyɛ adwuma workers a wobɛfa wɔn na ɔbaa yi na Kennedy ka na ɛkwan a wɔbɛfa so a wɔbɛyɛ adwuma asif sɛ bi wɔyɛ adwuma na ma how nobody does that adwuma a wonim sɛ wokɔyɛ adwuma na wagye sika ahyɛ wo botom de abɔ bra wei nyinaa mu papa yi as an individual wakɔtena Ghana sɛ via wowu sei sɛdeɛ woyɛ mehwɛ wo sɛ daakye wobɛkɔ akɔ bia adwuma bi ama nnipa baako mmienu bi anya bi ɔnsaa ahofama Ghana ahofama ne consistency wagyina mu over the last 32, 35 years no sister via enye izo me salutu man se Ghana na papa gye no obi interview no
because of adwuma na wo say opeken no
edwomfo because of adwuma sister via say chechrim
but who say we delegates level and say akọ general populace no
but sister via ni nyina no delegate no mo na ye ma ne nto masum say omo nkoyi president ne ma emetna say bi omo so obi obedi o man so NDC or MPP obi obedi man anim obedi man anim ama Ghana ya pa ahoto but what is it nti adwuma asem ya yeke say yanka na yanka niye na ye be economy profit sem ya okeke nyina kemre wo ma ye woni ma bebre sister via go come market a ye mu bi I mean omo nim ya kon ene retuma bobo items bebra tabi se krono yetna sene yesi ye projective businessman bi ti said ye boss Dr. Despite mu eni nkufo bi a sister if you to me a expand o madwuma with various items in the market yes sir
oh say me pese me twa auto but I say we are okay ya I say Ghana government ayedada Canada Japan Ghana na obey expanding so no ti abroche me bo a to Canada Japan Ghana G no nti na obey expanding adwuma otere na kwaba mu contract to Ghana government contract on the money because some gini di say oh your business planner or business acumen nti e twem what I say
sister bi asaba mi ka u chama
then say o point no cry no ye twem sa point no so ye support no Ghana government
support fantastic nti papa no say obeboa enkofo said yeah America ha ye we be brain na companies be brain private men and omo companies no for say oba beboa individuals omo business acumen and a business ama wa support to Kennedy in those days NDC MPP time he was complaining as a businessman he was complaining about friend say interest rate be a business for Ghana interest rate be ana me feel say same way be say no that way say family here topic ni aka wasem adentina ayifo no ba India for no ba be business for Ghana omutumi ton niema no cheaper than yen Ghanaians no same way Kennedy aka wasem da secondly ye ka dollar any ACD asem sister fia me na me cry matches Ghana, right? As far back as 2022, said the Kennedy can say MPP for lose about 2022. No. Me say me a victim. Oko cry matches. Obeton we boys canano. Oko fafufron. Na unya be 20% of total capital no the can one some what me as for the same container oko any bill. No Any time a chikra, me de baby tena kurum hey. So na dollar asem no prof mu research ya omu ye nyina. Yes, prof mu. Ya omu prof mu kohwe say demand na eba dollar no so na ye di ntia. Ye kra bibia almost everything. Wo Ghana market bia ye kra.
But you understand right, mama, and go for about which baby.
Ebrebe na asoman no ye hwe ne say ye nkasa ye niema bebre so that sebio da bia obi echesi dollar e dia akwa kra niema no e betumi atwitwa saa niema ni nyina so na sebio ye dai bosia boso bebre enti sister fia ya amomwaye na adwuma asem no modern na mko Kennedy Japan ye outstanding politician na of wagina mu acha sebi odwene or a businessman do, but be all your business be a green say, and call for a juma or life. Tia Madaroma, Moke Bina, ya say, any pano on Casa or Casa, the Casa ye now when it's not bam 8 years. A juma bebre a book. What's the answer? When the bunas are be do man, dear now they ba.
Okay.
Dear now they bet you. Get our say, I don't know.
Yo, Brasset, Mamma, that's it. And I am, okay, yeah, Nana, Mama, good evening, Yakwaba. I think Prof, yeah, Prof.
Prof also, Sister
Yeah,
Via.
yeah,
Yeah,
but
good
Nana,
evening.
Casana, Prof, I be my
Yeah, me that say Prof also. Sister Via, I think sir before election, no, or by some analysis being, and I told you, sir, no be kind of, if people paid attention, were listening. Some of them played out in the election as well. I would say, oftentimes, people don't take time to read details about Obi Kasa. They are more quicker to condemn Assembly and Nipanekan and sort of looking at the import of Assembly and Nipanekan. And the prof, may more about you. I'm one of your fan followers. I love you for how you kind of present the subject matter of economics. And I think that more of that needs to be done for your community because oftentimes the subject is a bit technical and then the interplay of variables, a dorsal. So sometimes people get confused. They just pick, one dimension of an issue and then they just think that economics is all about one variable. I don't know why Ghana, the economy now has been reduced to exchange rate as though the economy now it's only about the exchange rate. It's just a misleading narrative, right? But the ignorance no dorsal. Because sometimes even when I hear people in government speak, I kind of crank a little bit. I'm like, the understanding of a complex problem, no, reducing it to one variable like an exchange rate, it's just, trivialities to some extent, because exchange rate reflects so many things in the economy. What has it? And then we just look at, but it's all good. Saying the NCA politics, no, the NCA, but the mechanism say, Sister Fia, I think say the discipline level now when people in send your casa above them. Any objective person here can attest yes above them kakra because said you young MPP for no you were territory be an my damusonko. Say ye fisa territory on ye co ye no man this territory on kokwa. Standard now for member no you almost same standard and measure this for no because already people place us in a different category. Nema MPP no be ya you be condemn maybe on average in this year everybody will be able to so. So we must understand where we are coming from as a party. And so another doctor we share the history of MPP now. The base has been people who felt that the entrepreneurial spirit in the Rawlings regime was kind of, killing that. And we share the one who joined the MPP now. These were business people, people who were independent, who felt that the state with Rawlings, they didn't like that or that didn't promote good business, cleanliness environment. In this year, Bemuna, or ye need to say, COVID, not at the problems, near the bread and the bar. I think, sir, in government, no, we should have been bold enough to have the finance minister, to have, or the saying at the time, candidate, Dr. Baumia, openly stand up and speak to this issue because some of it, and you be an abanu bit me control, they were beyond you. What you share. And now some of them.
Admitting Dr. Baumia, admitting
I think we should have been bold, just like in the COVID crisis period when we're giving updates to let people understand the trajectory of the economy and baby and fear banning because what you could through now. And people were just unfortunate say the culmination of these things, boiled up in their time. because, like I said, before the MPP came into government, Ghana was in an IMF program. What did that tell you? That told you that clearly tells you that your economy, structurally, things have not been very strong. So it's like every time each government is patching the problem. But when you patch structural problems over time, now events we are the say COVID, the FN twin events, major shocks to economy. Hey, it doesn't matter which government was at the time, you have faced more challenging problems. I even think the MPP even did well in trying to, trade off, trying to hold the economy. But that trade off, and of course, here significantly, because what it meant is or more musika come in as a phone. Politically, we suffered that, and that all impacted. Election and then quiet. It means I'm going to focus about me until election. Now, of course, a campaign politics will be high. Everybody wants to have the delegate vote for them, so they'll simply say like that. But it was a complex issue. A big crown.
But going forward, no advice now, Prof. The Mamo says, I'm to so that you can focus on the causes of the election, which is economy, any arrogance, any other things now. Mube Luzu 2028. Will you take our advice now, Prof. The Mamo? No?
Why not? Ghana for no, I told you, be about no motono, sister Fia, Ubitimako airport for Mikrum and Numa Pepem, right? But say Obana Nkofon one respect on why it doesn't matter so I could see airport among they will still vote against you. Inti and any year development say me chakwan my way. Sometimes your attitude and the way you even respond to them because you see a culture. No? So I'll show you a culture now is a culture that is one of or the saying high, servant, high authority. What I say. Yes, a way you relate to be way higher than you pay. So any money in a Cayenne, yes, and American culture, flat. With me call you my friend, my boss John. How are you doing? I cannot go into or the same Ghanaian institution and call my boss John. So what I say, it is a one taste our cultural dynamics. The way na body institution, no one fan call politics. No now feel so. Say be in there, school, in there, doctors. Even say me cry me a doctor, no be a doctor. Now know this. Now when you say me. Sister Fia, yeah, culture and demand that you give respect because when you show and yes, I want to know what the same title into, you can just talk to him anyhow. It doesn't work like that in your culture. So the money in I can't wait no say who is who politics, point pay my development, my exchange rate, my that's other near man now, culturally, different from Western countries. I'm fine can't the way I go and mambo. I think say you be a doctor and then be can who be nama and some kind of sort of doctor no kind. I am concerned. What you say? Somebody said you Canada, Japan. I'm not supporting him in this election. I'm supporting a different candidate. But me who know baby I am because somebody said the outside politics on the twin giant. When you say me, or wait me and me papa. So and look at the crown will require say me the media better. But I can disagree with him politically. So I think that this is not the right time. You are not the right candidate to lead us. And I
don't this thing has been going on all this while. That's a penny be anywhere. Why?
I think, sir, we are learning bad influences from other people, and that will not help us because the same influence that will not help us. Get where we have because I see a maybe a fear banner. Like I told you, LPP paying 40 trooper, some businessmen for no, need time so you. They want to see how you be able to help them grow their business. They want to see how it's any man they see who baby if you see who baby if you near the uncle to NDC for moment revolution there, but down on one that's how they are known to do near money copy our lifestyle now. I think that is the fear they will be digging the hole for our own self. And I think that is why I actually fully support my papa Ajako Chairman for putting his face out there to now step down and come and vie for the position of MPP chairmanship. If he say the caliber of people like that, Sister Fia will serve as well, and we need more of those people to be able to step into, the leadership and provide a certain, new face for the party. But let's say also can I Japan call for say I na more na hamano. You see say and then edu you are feeling the impact. And internet now, regardless of our color, but he see any DMO. Well, there was a time when somebody insulted and told us MP before the Jimmy for you named into belong. Sani money no we uncle and they think that those things reward. Ye now I see it you for say insult will not be the way to go. I cannot see myself say kufo and that's what tears not who say MPP. level you doing with insult. That for me, we are not even, excuse me to say, honoring his legacy. And I think that you can disagree with people and still make your point, but I mean, as to insulting them, even sometimes it can be very disheartening. And the better we advise ourselves and I mean be decorous about our language and still make our point. Why not? I have a candidate I'm supporting, but that doesn't mean I have to go insult anybody. I mean, so you watching Kennedy Japan, who MPP, Munima, MPP, other candidates, name my MPP. Many years of the time, I know where Sanima, maybe a Democrat or politics. So you have to respect them for that. What you say? You cannot, because of one flag bearership, because of that, you want to throw everything out and assume that I mean people are not useful. No. Yes, there are things it's very unfair to anybody. This is a family that's
Nana. Prof, na me kase mami ti wan sabra kwesi ansa na mako prof because na me pese prof my year next week we look at other sectors like galamsey, we look at mining, we look at other in totality. Prof, maybe next week nyampa na wa me ato aso ana.
Yeah, that's okay.
Because galamsey is a major issue. Better how government has President Mahama and there is what how he has managed it and economy in Kwani, better other areas because we need to we demand this impact of the economic policies on the ground. We'll look at all that from previous way.
I think that one EBA what kind let's be very careful. It's too early days to talk about them here. Say hopes and adoye the abase.
Yeah, I say corruption. President Mahama
never no offend corruption. Then you know him said the no offend we Auditor General. Because I buy no ya the amount for be so muni. Says so moody, so muni ni will be any until the Auditor General report will come out next year. So what I say. And now science and Simbina and the Beba why I say National Cathedral and could be 58 million could tramana omadi and no corruption. Propaganda and say Deloitte about cancer and test.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, would bet things and be a political, you know, yes, sir. Yes, hopes so you'll be a bunupa, and I'm in Akusia of a boiling point in the other. Obet me support, I mean, there's no doubt about that. But remember on massa misleading reports, no, because now a day you as a medium fee is a car, Nekutan or Kotugu, a grada. So I mean, you as the money at the baby, or me serious, a young case, and case I can't cry. Yeah, you can't say those things they are there, say, offend the yes, so as a man offend the okay. And so maybe, but in fact, you're right. I mean, because of corruption, it goes beyond a truck run. Would I have been? About move on as I mean this year. If you are a Bible, can say Bank of Ghana and a supply into Names City Negina. Omudi Matema say a fiscal consolidation. President Mahama crack can be. And the President Mahama now say a fiscal consolidation a Bank of Ghana intervention. One president within 3 months, what can some for when I can't, no problem. No. US president, the say, and Quebec said, impeached. You can't do that.
Yeah.
If you answer about out to Abacasano, and so woman advises, advise you no more right information. You don't come and say, Natura Kaka say, I'm A B. It's in your manner, caution. Acquire a Shenipa offend the EU already. Obi ye Juma, me a mini pebi a mini in school, made in the CV, bear that's and do I'm a yes, any pay where deputy director or GSA is a permanent. So what I say, no, a good. I mean, I can't say
minimum 90 episode I have come on last. I was like,
what I say, we are buy our bar, CEOs money, board near the identity be changing. You can go down there and sack almost everybody. Yeah, if you say the new political party, we don't do that. All those things are bad. It is that cancer say me again. Let's wait. I mean, our Auditor General report, no, Emma out. Seba out near to say, yes, say the 2024.
yeah.
And no, that is one. We don't need I mean, Hobson to come and tell us this. We are waiting for Auditor General's report.
Okay.
It is Ghana for false and wrong information. Once and I will say ignorance. A problem. The biggest problem we have as a country is all ignorance.
o ka asam no kwasa be wo na wo ka no kre no na ye di watem say say enti yesre hopes na da obi a wo tie me bia me a me ma message me na na me tie o say na papa ba ko no ka say ase agbapapon asam o ka me nya na asam a o ka ya asam na me ka economy na o say ba o mi abon di ne say me send message command o de ayi o mu peke no o ka asam no o mu peke
say any penny nkasa sa
exactly nti me ka kire ni say and na wo ka say you because some to 2022 na 2022 mo am wa broche nti ebi ansi ho
ABC
Petro boy e dene uko UK mu ni ade
mi na kaya ka no mu di atem o ka say toilet roll kra na enye bi ye ration toilet
one bottle uko shop for one bottle
yeah Joe Biden ma shipping lines akese supply baby food and collect duane because anya say anka be asem ABC
na woni made ba kokora Ghana kra say the year 2022 no omoto free charges omoto mu 300%. In the first, we have one container from US back Ghana and then $10,000. Uber to $30,000 to get the say. Now, what the signing money be drew her? Now, what do you account for? What about then? It is an because about me our worship. I say, so we are attributing, you know. That's the one year now. So we say, who the politics at here? You are not helping Ghana. Now say, and now to force yamba or buy a free charges the whole year in two. Petrol na $121 and na tia by 67. Na say and oba so e kana na nka every 3 months bia na the dollars kwa abroche kutua na ya suspend it until 2027. Now ko gina we so ka say the wo bo na baso a I mean you are wrong, it's too early. Let's wait 2027. 2027 na ya be sha se atua kan. Na say next petrol boy akoduru $90. Now to force it me yama and the petrol you turn 30 na. Yes.
Then we see the impact. Prof, you better also next week, Yampa. Prof, a teacher until no, a do kata dia dance. Teacher for the only teacher for the money. We never get tired. But
Steph, good evening.
Good evening.
But I want to say.
But I do my also.
Yeah, and as soon as you pa, I mean, we are my DB ever boy about because you hear and go for me. You hear bit, I mean, you go for me to somewhere. I mean, my system no much all the phases of, I mean, change of government ni bibiano. I mean, you've gone through all the phases. NDC, like you tasted it.
Not all of them, but substantially almost all of them.
Like I mean, coming from who say from latter part of JJ side hono. Edeba Kofo, Edeba Prof Mills, JDM, Nanado no. Oh, sister, if you want boy Juma, what boy Juma? Mrs. Atta more UCC. Missing more UCC. More UCC, but the radio are telling my social and damn bed so. Oh, fire on oh, Stefia, and session there. I mean, I must commend yourself and Prof. Donfe. Stefia, I never acquired a Ghana for almost some better and they said they don't want to be critical, they don't want to be analytical because as some now Prof. Okano, me too Prof. Acho, and some are all can and no 2020, 2022, 2023, 2024. This was the same thing, and now catch Yanko Fuya. Oman pen once a man ding. Ampen once a man can and unya obia like oil factual say now obemwa where you stand. It's up to you to correct your mistakes and then like I mean obeye no ma ebeboa amamu na oyeding ubono. And Ghana, I never quite want to say the ignorance level is very high. If you say I'm a politics a real baby, ama. I tell you say you cry now on beso obeje you. On beso obeje di. Ebi ni say na provoke say enko sending the threatening messages near their di. No cry no work. Asem na work no. I think say okan somewhere May latter part of April May. And okan say say ni say na ekoso ampa June na scanner tiako no sabe kan say ni nyina oma mpen ho asema anya the NTA and finally both World Bank and IMF I mean came out to say like I mean to confirm what he was actually saying it do baby yemfa your political affiliation no nyeden enton chen na yem face the reality your mind na ye cheche say NDC was we enema mu yefo anase enema like enema koso a Ghana for na bedding ebe benefit aban bia obe prepare bia no odum se oba obe se obo no homode matemamfo ho yeden ho tom eno na obia eden obia de like obia de pre to me e on manifesto me ba me yesi ni nyina no e ade mo se nkofo no hia nti yetimi nya akwanya na e ba se ni betoto oman no ede akwa koduru Stefia ba kwa me di we unse ayana tambia me ba na me kase ensem na yekoso ye party num no MPP ensem na yekoso ye party num no Stefia we unim se akoda ne bola suja wo yendum no ana yehye nkakaka ohun yehye nkakaka. I had a chance to listen to Kodia both yesterday the interview Net2 and the interview Movement TV. Who said they say no general secretary no cry sanko for me new so and then they feel so
Aye.
omonene gidi ama live program abronye actually phoned in now no Stefia I
And
mean
I complete in discipline.
enema bi wo no ma inside you bit me as when this him a bit me
One time.
obeko
Yeah.
because you're not bigger than the party. You're not bigger than the party. Ubeko, ama you say no. Onunu kodiano. Mitie was onunu kodiano. Stay here. Regardless. So age wise, krana ebia onene yepe na abechena ye the Brahman or party no or your party penny. And to accord him the necessary respect that is due the person. Say bibi kampona onene nya adwene. I mean, your back door. And I want penny for on my bit my channel or grievances through them.
But you see again, no brackets. Now who cause some party for na
Oh, and I make I say, Oma na atena ho. Oma na atena ho ma asem na ba bedu say.
In the
Yes. Yes.
And even before cry. How is it that a party like MP mutu na ma bronya be original chairman?
Oh, and
it's a party that was carved out of Akrache for bougie.
Yeah,
elite party. It is a elite party. Either say, Utuma obi to say abronya beya. Give him the training to say the fire do memoir. Corporate regulations, the corporate quota. Training, orientation, so that you fit into the system. What I say, and now say, oh, money pakrone macra, and either one ubefano. No one money training so that the person will conform to the corporate culture. And yes, I mean fano. But once a woman a bear chairman who train the person, but nipano why training the council now training the nipana for or starting and anwatiano. Moto yes, Montiano
school no
and Montiano and or the Abamosono.
School now,
how dare you say? How dare you? The
whole general secretary.
Madam Butcher, general secretary. Nonsense. Even Lord come in general secretary. General secretary. I brought your way. Can you even talk back to Ohininto? Live programmer. Not calling to the program. What nonsense? They impudent.
Who's the school?
What nonsense? How
school na some na maybe na make catch on. School na some na.
You don't get our program so. Na kokwa you do afraid to the program.
You dare not. You dare not.
Back to it.
You dare not.
You don't get smallish.
You dare not.
But he cannot talk to.
No.
Like this.
Untiminye.
For more am I?
Stefia untiminye. Any na say am I party no edge ni boni is a party ni nkofo no. Because nkofo don't like nkofo doesn't know the like I mean the party to be this kind of nkofo ayegume dem aba. Etina omo be a patriotic institute no okay me catch us say or some penifo ni likan omo say omo ba mu na munum say omo be take leadership position no omo nko enroll on school no omo nko sua de before so like they'll be fit
in that position they should force them to the school.
Yes.
They all request it. Force them to the school.
They should go and learn because enema bi wonu ma hwe bunu region na e say CTS na wo
one
e chairman no
lose mu seat nyina one na mo
because of yenka say adwuma ne de won like like we baby my party no we appreciate every effort out there but as I say in this stuff here ye won kofo bi wonu ma they are no more relevant to the party. And it was all Omuhunisa. Nkofo manya relevant no. They should push them aside.
That's irrelevant impo. Me say who trap man is saying obese no tintin.
Would-
Akwala de wona wo yen no na atete no. So ahu. And you can in terms of party hierarchy, abronya ya akwala. Mo antete.
Yeah.
Na adani best na board
Yeah.
nyum. O ya wo jata bi yole.
Yeah.
Breda no bana.
Yeah.
Ewo jata bi eda.
Yeah, Baba Chwari.
Jata bi enu ya wo eda. Wo nyenye. Eda. Jata bi eda.
Omo ma bibia like me asma de bia me kan say ye nyina no e ya akonya na ato ofie no obi eden obi epre eden ya obi ebo na chitafo but I'm that notwithstanding no they should do a decent campaign.
Okay.
Irrespective of obe attack you because at the end of the day nipa na obe attacking this you ko isa nipa na ba obetumi akọ campaign ya man.
Okay.
Now even if you're able to campaign for the person now, would Ghanaians take you that person like they will not take you serious because you were the same person who were saying this ill about this person and this same like at this particular point in time you're also saying a different thing about this person. So they will wait. Steph, you know, na muntu to bibia na attack no we say no. After 31st January no, and one no. Na ye nyina sambra back na ye make kan ho mbom ne from face 2028.
No the bed mom ti. Se se ade mo start ya mo
They say exchange rate na me nim say Ghana for I mean economic variables and as economic indicators the minimum exchange rate never from there.
Enyaba se se baby e won your 12 months e be san ba e be ba from ti no. E mo mo akinti no.
I mean Sani we said be ya omo Ghana na omo so omo digwa no omo so ho be how because sika no kosra omo sika no so e be kosro. I mean the cost of import ne omo ba import duties ne ade no na say ya the car bi we the car bi ko fie. Before then me check it last year more na sika be to also na any this time sika u to ya no tumi wa fa ho di kakra wo sa na ye nyina ye hwehwe said be ye nyina ye ho beto ye but that's
Mama member a video we say there na my member video no.
okay.
Hold on. Unless I'm here. Okay.
Mene no mienu ekwatena afie ene ne kasa ese da bi me do be this my committee ati je na oda mate okwa this my committee o man ne chance kan wasem e ma recommendation o de buy ne say o man na kasa akwohye ne say o ye party peni man ne kasa asem ne bi okay then enwa abronya ni TV so e kasa this my committee recommendation o de buy say yenyi honorable Kennedy in free party.
Okay, so now more conference never will be
in free. Now was say party no. Then General Secretary reports never me and a matna report no so.
And you know,
and I say how? Say oh your original chairman. Who ne embro party no so. Say edu baby a obeka say be a party no nipa ya relax kakra because they do to say contest the mo kwa kasa ba ku mi ni bo ebu etimi fra wachi echire ne no akasa we do ye no we ndai elkoso but you were live wo ho a wo tra now person o chere say so wo so sen party no okay every say how can you regional chairman sit down and say this private committee the report about ye kasa ye pam party pini bi film I better report bia anyone sir. I was about general secretary din e won say me na matna sa report no so. We enye misinformation say bia o ka sem keko. We dey wo attack a person. Direct. Say what go nipa din wom. And say me say me yin kofo din afri abom no. And dey na umo bi ani and I work. But the moment I wo assume or been tidin there it move from misinformation and say a breach of duty as a member of the party.
Yo, and the year accordion no nti we dey ebe tu baby ameka say ape de obo year accordion you accusing is what na reports in the account wo be kasa e go reach everybody ye ka kire mo ahya se mo party no mo won brand amo de man no na mo chia brand no NDC kokko anyi do ye kakra no mu dey ye je brand ne masa enye MPP na democrat to be sorry no keka free no mo yi ni si nchen NDC still want forward to win elections na moto na abronye oye na maye na abronye na mo mani sika na mo man oh fans more fans abronye more fans enini ye che no kra mu di na echi na mo support what start bobo di na mu so mu be cry blood you people go cry blood someone so dey drum so or dey obi no dey mo ankasa no dey drum so no you see a party like MPP there's you don't have any business say abronye be ye chairman was say losing the seat ni nyina aka one and he has the audacity to mo na mo kano prof aka mu 2032 why mo nko fie nkoda mo nko junso na mo nkoda na mo nya mma power no 2032 na mo beba brichum ne mi bra Michael Pacho next week e be ye no because time na we nti na me we dey me bo video no for yi nti ebusa mama mi na mo nya ma se mo join ye for just ene Yakopon ya adma next week e be ntem I am joining ntem because ene na me twem ba mo antimi am ntem nti Yakopon ya adoma why but abronye besi osu be mpaso was a category ni mti munyina mo jejeje muna mo so mo be power na mbogu mo party no before 2032 no say 2028 dey asemo amasem mo nkofo no makodis ka memetie mo ko position fa mo ba power fa me ho me ye adwuma che fa me ho who is in power me pay beba enye pay no kwan so na me ye okay nti mo ntena ho na mo nye de mboye mo why
respond to everybody is that what they say ye wa prinking sma ene akakapa guru ni edie nti asisie ba na dwugro mu ana obi apoma twede a hyentomam MPP no nye obi ade awo me wo fa ne ban redu MPP no enye obi ade ase de omutiti social media ni nkofo bi no omukeka de MPP no me papa odi ase ne me wo fa na nadu asabre no omnom kopa ebosia e de chechire dan kwabuzia club e wasantache wo the party na ye obi dia ye nyina ye dia na ye obi wo party no otimi sori anopa ejira radio so di asofo mpanifo wo da na nyina atem no afa ne ho adi afia wuni ya wuni krom a wonte ede na omzo usu bempa ye ede na afia maye die na maka omun kana mintie galamse asem now we have the moral right and I'll repeat it afia wunti krom a na meme ne your boys ya ye wo let my vote count alliance near demonstrations akese okroma say Mahama Ghana yes a galamsey in Ghana under 2012 2013 2014 ye demonstration change okroma say me kan no bi antiasia me can because Ghana politics say no aye a level of moral high ground. Ghana electorate has become so sophisticated. Yentimi me yo bi akokro de dwon afia. Dia me kan ene say ye demonstration sa say Mahama galamse ye dia ye tu enye o enye ebe aye afia. Na nyamia ye adom 2016 yaba power. Ye president Akufo-Addo. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo de the presidency to the line. What did we see? The people away a party no allegedly. Bebre, what do you galamse? What is a galamse? It me and then and the Akufo-Addo. They embarrass the president. And then Mahama about power. What moral high ground to burn na your war? Say yeah, sorry, say we are going to attack the NDC for fight doing that the same thing that we couldn't stop.
Yeah, but the political campaign some solve it.
Exactly. I agree. Let the people of Ghana decide. You need some moral right, you know. Okay. You need moral right. Let the people, the ordinary people out there, decide. That is the point I'm making.
Okay.
And I will say it if my conscience, my conscience is what I speak my conscience. You understand? And it's a point. So if you have someone make a memoir, just tell me say I'm wrong. What is wrong with that? Are they fighting internally? At least Ghana for who say MPP for your canocre, your political party, your democracy, your autocracy. We are not doing autocracy. If we are doing autocracy, they should tell us.